Welcome back. Actually, I shall use the screen to start with, and I've got some stuff to get through the show. Campaign 2. No preludes, no little characters, no throwaway ones, just these awful, lovely looking heroes. Level 3 we are starting at exactly 10 years after the events of Campaign 1 in Great Ashling. Thanks, Dan. I'm just in the middle of that. As we...
Yep. Because 7,
cool.
8, 9.
Brilliant.
It was more scared at month 69.
Okay, everyone starts with heroic inspiration apart from Dan. I was waiting for someone to cock up first, and it's Dan. Good. So, 10 years after the events of Campaign 1, we are back in Great Ashling. The north has healed. The northern country called Onora. Ashling itself is the two islands. The northern country, that being everything north of the border forest, is Onora, and south is Regan. In south, there were lots of things happening during these 10 years and prior to the events of the heroes from Campaign 1. But 10 years have passed to the day, so we are starting exactly on the 10-year anniversary of the fall of the Commonwealth. You son of a bitch, Alex.
You know how you always wanted to play World of Warcraft? Now is the best time.
Why is he talking? Why is he doing this?
Fine.
Because I've got to cut all this now, haven't I? 10 years to the day have passed since the fall of the Commonwealth. In the chaos that followed in the north, with all her falling and the ruling parties disbanding from the north, stability in the south was purchased at a terrible price. At the command of the King of the South, who was the young King Alfred, a religious military order known as the Talons of Ram was granted authority to govern and defend the southern cities of Regan, that being the southern country, everything below the border forest. What began as hired protection, taking over the guard forces of each of those towns to have one guard force, all ruled by the king, soon became absolute control. Through fear, the Talons purged the south of all of its magic users, where druids held places in councils and alongside the King's Guard, alongside the rulers of the south. They were driven from their spiritual roles. The Nine Sisters and the rituals and the festivals around the Nine Sisters were cancelled, were ruined, were used as ways to find and rid the south of its magic users. Clerics branded heretics, sorcerers hunted through the streets, and any that did not flee were slain, were killed or removed. In recent years, the Talons haven't been content with just their control in Regan. Over the 10 years, they have purged the south completely of all visible magic users. There is no magic use on the surface of in any of the cities. Their forces are now pressing northward as they were the ones that cleared the path through the border forest and have been skirmishing through the border forest with the druids that lived within the forest, and then some of those southern-based cities in Onora, in the northern country. They're trying to push through, attempting to impose their creed upon the people of Onora, and these forward scouting parties of clerics, heretics, preachers from the Talons have been appearing in Redvant, Allhearth, and further north. Further to that, troubling rumours are starting to circulate that the Talons not only serve goals beyond the crown, but their own faith may eclipse their loyalty. They are moving north, not under the remit of the king, but under their own remit. It is not part of the king's order that they've gone north of the forest. And that they are working potentially with another power, the Cult of the Dragon, which moves within their shadow. The Cult of the Dragon has been taking claim for attacks in the north to the Diamond Mountains and have been seen across Brute Springs and the north. So a two-pronged attack. In response to both of these parties, a secret meeting has been called by the King's Guard, who are a faction, a council of nobles who rule Regan's great cities, the heads of each of those cities. Officially, it is an investigation, but unofficially, it may decide the future of the realm. So, rolling back just a few hours before this meeting is to be held within Allhearth, we see a caravan, a small caravan, not lavish, being underplayed on purpose to hide its inhabitants from from being recognised as it travels, or had travelled from the south through the border forest pass up towards Allhearth. Just a mere few hours away from Allhearth's gates, we zoom into one of the carriages of this caravan to see two people sat within it as it rumbles along the road towards. One is a mid-20s human or half-elf, potentially half-elf male, who is named Edmund, Prince Edmund. He is the brother and hand of the king. He is dressed in his common folk disguise, much like a Disney princess. He's trying to blend in with the people. He doesn't have the regalia of the hand, has his badge as the hand of the king, but the rest of his outfit is being downplayed for him to travel secretly from the south through to the north. Opposite him is his most trusted guard and advisor, a beautiful old bald man. Weaver, would you like to describe your character, please?
He's a beautiful old bald man.
Yeah.
He's a famed warrior of the past. Fought many battles. Fought on many sides of many battles across the land, including for the King's Guard in the past. He had retired to live a nice, peaceful life with his beloved wife. She passed away recently, and when he got the the invitation to join this investigation, he thought it would be better than sitting and withering away at home alone, just waiting to join her.
First roll of the game. Weaver, can you give me an insight check, please, on Prince Edmund? I do it at advantage because you are his most trusted guard and advisor, so you can read him quite well.
17 with advantage.
You have not seen the prince this nervous ever in your reckoning. He's shifting in his seat a little. You can see he's constantly moving his hands, just kneading his fingers, kneading his knuckles, clearly contemplating and turning things over. As you've been travelling to get from Easterbull, where he kind of rules over and sits around the Islet Kingdom, it's a fair few days travel by caravan. With only his closest guard, the guards that you would have hand-selected as those that could have discretion to go on this kind of secret mission as you pass through and have travelled all this way. But through that secrecy, through the travel, through the sneaking through towns to make sure he wasn't picked up unaware, staying in inns, using synonyms to make sure that nobody would know he was there, none of that seemed to faze him. This last couple of hours, you can see the nerves kicking up to him. As he kind of pauses for a second, looks up towards you and notes you looking at him. And he breaks for a second and just says, Thorn, if my brother is wrong, would you stand against him?
Edmund, lad, let's not worry about such things. We have an important meeting.
Yeah, we do. If the cult of the dragon are working with the Talons and they are making these moves, they have these grander ambitions, as we suspect, then we'll be heroes. If they are not, this could be treason. This meeting needs to stay as secret as any secret we've ever kept before. You will be my eyes and ears, Thorn. I trust you over everybody else. How comfortable do you feel working with these northern factions? We're going to need to make an assessment very quickly as whether we can trust them or not.
I have been up and down these lands many times. I'm a good judge of character, don't worry.
Yeah, you are. Thorn, no, you are. You're right. You're right. If the Talons truly threaten the crown, we need to stop them. If they, as we believe, are making moves, they are moving against my brother. We need to ensure the Talons are just doing the force that we paid them to do. Yes, they've stepped over the lines in areas. If during this investigation, Thorn, you find that they are stepping against the South, are stepping against the King, how far will you go to stop them?
We'll go as far as we have to. I haven't thought about it. Just focus on keeping your brother safe while we investigate.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Okay. This will be fine. These factions, some of these we have long relationships with. The dwarfs of the Diamond Mountains, they owe us for their placement. They wouldn't have had the Diamond Mountains had it not been for my great-great-grandfathers. So we can trust those. The druids, we know, should be okay. I would keep an eye on the mercantile. They are a useful force, but gold is their main motivator. They will be looking for power like anyone else. As for the Watchers, I know not much of them, but I trust. You are a good, solid judge of character, Thorn. You are my eyes and ears, and I trust you with this. We just need to make sure we can trust them. And if we can't, that we do what is required.
If they can't, or if we can't, then they will feel my axe. And I gesture to the huge great axe that's taking up enough space for another person next to me in the carriage.
It's like a 4-person carriage, but there's really not enough space for the axe and 3 people. You see a little smile come across his face as Prince Emma would have been told many a tale as growing up. The king himself was put in place when he was very young. 10 years ago, he would have been barely 12 or 13, and Prince Edmund himself is only a year or so below that. So as kids, they would have been told stories of your grand fights and battles, and just seeing the axe brings a little smile to Prince Edmund's face as he relaxes and says, well, either way, we're here now, so there's no turning back. Let's wish ourselves luck as we circle out, back up into the air as we leave the caravan, and this small caravan of guards, probably only about 8 guards in total, very small for what would be normally a royals procession, as we zoom into Allhearth itself. The streets of Allhearth, many of which have been completely repaired. 10 years since the fall of the Commonwealth. There is only one ruin that really remains standing, that being the Commonwealth building itself, which is in a state of building, a state of repair, but slow repair. And the people that are in charge of that repair are a faction called the Brotherhood. A religious joining, as the gods have been challenged, as the clerics and paladins and druids of this world have been rooted out of the south. The Brotherhood has collected all of faith, and does not report to one god, but all gods and faith in general. As we zoom into the city streets of Allhearth, we see a tall, brown-haired, handlebarred, moustached, mid-40s, maybe slightly older, into his early 50s, human paladin. In his almost his full armaments, wears his plate armor now, and as a paladin and as a figure of safety in the city, tends to almost go out in full guard, just to show that kind of that show of force, to show the people that there is someone here looking after them. And by his side is his young apprentice, another member of the Brotherhood. Kinsey, could you describe your character, please?
So Willow doesn't have a moustache, but she does have brown hair. She is a half elf, wearing beautiful, you'll be surprised to hear, armor, and has the biggest sword you've probably ever seen.
Drags on the floor, gleaming sparks.
No, she's really strong, so she can carry it.
Okay, good. The large man is named Brant Oswin, and as you walk with him, Willow, through the streets, you are greeted with smiles. He is a jovial man. He is well liked within Allhearth, and as you walk through the city feels alive. The city feels like it's been bouncing back. It's been 10 years. You haven't been here for the full amount of those 10 years, but you've been here long enough to see the rebuild, to see the work that the Brotherhood have done in helping people, in getting houses built up, in getting new offices built for those different areas, or seeing new business thrive after the calamity of the Mind Flayer attack and the following Gith kind of incursion into All-Earth. You make your way through past what was the old Druid house, which is now the temporary home of the Brotherhood. The Druids that left before the attacks, that some people still blame for the attacks, for not protecting All-Earth, and the ultimately kind of blamed for the fall of the Commonwealth. That Druid house, after abandonment, was picked up by the Brotherhood, where the clerics and paladins of all the different sorts now live in there, but it is a temporary home because the Brotherhood, like I say, are overseeing the rebuild of the Commonwealth ruin to create a new Brotherhood HQ in the site of the old Commonwealth, where the old keep and castle was. As Brant is kind of walking through the streets, you come to the square. A square just outside that area. There's a large grassy area outside the front of the Commonwealth ruin, and a square where there are still bloodstains visible on the stone, where a few days prior there was a Talon preacher and some Talon guards that were here trying to preach a sermon about anti-magic here in the centre of All-Earth, right outside the Brotherhood's home, or their potential new HQ, and who were ultimately slain. The Brotherhood and some of the merchants and guards that were here dispatched of this forward outpost, this smaller party. There was only a couple of preachers and a handful of guards. There was no one lost from the Brotherhood this side round, but it's the first of a few sightings of Talons right on the doorstep. To get into the centre of All-Earth and to have the gall to start preaching the ways of Ram and anti-magic, and calling essentially the Brotherhood heretics, and asking the people to rat out this faction of people that have been looking after them is a shock to Brant. He was surprised to see them at their doorstep, surprised that they have landed here in All-Earth and are so brazen in their response. And it kind of takes a pause at this point where, like I say, the area's been cleaned up, but there are still the slight stains of blood on the stonework where these Talons were slain here. He kind of looks up at the big building and says, Sir James is going to be proud of this building, you know. You know, Sir James is the head of the Brotherhood for the faction of All-Earth, and sitting right below him is Brant. He's the chapter knight of All-Earth, and Sir James is kind of his boss, so he's like the top dog. As he looks up and says, Sir James is going to be proud of this building. When it's finished, Willow, it's going to be quite something.
She nods.
Can you also give me an insight check?
Only a 5.
5. Give me with advantage again. He's your mentor. You spent a long time with him.
14.
14. You can see Brant has been very pleasant with all the people, as he always is, like very jovial, very good at switching on the like paladin side of him, the like the hero aspect to make people feel comfortable. He's not like a big small talker, as I definitely forgot his accent from the beginning, and his accent was well off for like the first couple of seconds, but yeah, he's not a big small talker, and the way he's like talking about the building and stuff, there's just something a little bit weird with him. Is he's kind of, you feel like he's beating around a subject that he needs to talk to you about.
That's why she just nodded when he said about the building before.
Yeah, because it's odd for him. He's normally pretty much all business, or a straight to the chat. He's not normally like, how's your day, how you been doing? Let's get to it and get going. But yeah, he kind of pauses and stops and looks towards you and says, Willow, I had a message through from Sir James. There's a meeting happening. The Talons, as we know, have been moving, and it sounds like, from what Sir James is saying, the King's Guard want to discuss their movements, but more important to that, there was we've been sent through sightings sightings of the Talons in the north and where we should be looking out for and who to worry about. And one of the creatures, one of the Talons that was seen on there was a black dragonborn or larger half-dragon form.
Not who. She's stuttering. I'm not just stuttering.
I don't know. I don't know if it is, but there's not many half dragons that have been sighted since. And if they're moving north, then I just wanted you to be aware before. As soon as I told you, as soon as I had any information, and there's anything I can do to help you, then I would let you know. And this, another thing, this note, this envoy from Sir James, this meeting they're calling together, it sounds like there's a investigation to go on into the movement of the Talons, the movement of the Cult of the Dragon, and trying to pull together forces and different factions across the north to share our information, to look at what we can do. And Sir James has asked me to select someone to stand forward as a member of the Brotherhood, someone who can shine the light as the Brotherhood would, and will be our face, as it were, in this cross-party, this multi-faction meeting of minds. And I know you're not settled here. I can see you're aching to get out on the road again and do some good outside the city. And I can't think of anyone better than to send yourself, but with the knowledge of this black half-dragon, do you think you can... Well, I suppose a better question is, when you think of the Talons, what do you feel?
As he's speaking, her jaw is clenched,
Mm-hmm.
and she's kind of trying to hold back emotion, and she kind of shrugs her shoulders off and says, "You know, Brant, that I'm really grateful for what the Brotherhood have done, what you have done as my mentor, and I will do everything that I can to remember the teachings that you have shown me and do what I should be doing for justice and the right thing by Morgana, but also all of the other gods. It will be difficult knowing that he is out there." She gulps.
Mm-hmm.
"But I feel that I am ready."
You're certainly handy enough with that sword.
Thank you.
Do you think you could... Do you think you could work? Do you think you could investigate? Do you think you could explore the possibility of sharing knowledge without letting hatred guide you?
I will do everything in my power to act with courage and not hatred.
He's like, I can see you clenching your jaw. He's like, good, but that's good. And he kind of pats you on the back. You see almost like him just shake off a bit of relief from having a conversation with you and asking you the questions. Remember, we, the Brotherhood, we oppose tyranny. We don't oppose faith. The Talons are a faith-based people. They have a lot in common with us. We are not too dissimilar in some lights. We have to be very careful that just because we believe a law is unjust, that we don't disobey it. Our beliefs aren't stronger than their beliefs. We need to tread a very delicate line in anything we do with the Talons. But we also need to watch this. If this multi-investigation group, whatever it's going to be, from the people that Sir James has said is going to be involved, you're going to have your work cut out working with some of these guys. They don't operate to the same boundaries, to the same laws that we do. You will have to remain strong to stick to your faith. You'll have to let faith guide you.
Where there is faith, there is no fear.
Where there is faith, there is no fear. Okay. Well, luckily you won't have much time to think on it. The meeting should be held tomorrow. I'll accompany you to the meeting. It'll be held here in the cellars of our in the meeting rooms, in the basements of the Druid House. We will be hosting this meeting, and apparently there's been an envoy sent from the King's Guard to kind of brief what's going on here. So get your bags packed, speak to anyone you need to. I'm not sure what happens after tomorrow, but I don't imagine we'll be hanging around for much longer.
Will you be in the meeting?
I'll be in the meeting. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yes. Sir James has asked it myself, and then our envoy will be present at this meeting.
Excellent.
Right. Well, you get everything you're asked for. Time to hit the road, kid.
Okay.
And then we zoom out. You guys mill about, carry on. A lot of the duties you have is just walking around the town, being a friendly face for people to see. But yeah, you have been prepped by Brant as we zoom out of Orhearth. North we go. North to Butte Springs, a town that is just to the side. Do we have the map? I do have the map. That would be helpful. In the north of the country, right in the far north of Venora, opposite on the bay to the Diamond Mountains. So very close in proximity to the dwarves. But Butte Springs is the town where a lot of the boats that come in, where people disembark, where people trade, where there's a lot of pirating, or used to be a lot of pirating that went through Butte Springs, but a lot of trade routes that come in here. As we zoom into a small but well-made sloop that is sailing into the mainland port of Butte Springs. It is flying the flag of the Mercantile, a guns for hire style organization. Anything can be done, but anything and everything has a price. And if the price is right, the contract can be fulfilled. Ordinarily, or primarily known for their mercenary trade, but they are always looking to expand into new regions and make their mercenary trade as profitable as possible. As we come inside that sloop, as it is getting kind of tugboat and dragged into port to be brought up on Butte Springs. This sloop has been making its way over the past couple of days through the ice close to the coast of the Diamond Mountains from Bryn, from the Isle of Bryn, where on board is a smaller faction of the Mercantile. The less mercenary side of the Mercantile, a research band, where you see at the head of this smaller group a orc, a larger male orc with one arm missing, left arm missing, but has been replaced by this mechanical working arm. An orc with a buzz cut, no long ponytail, kept it kind of military style, short back and sides, as he comes down into the hold to greet some of his researchers, one of which is Hayward's character. If you'd like to describe your character, Hayward.
Zilna is a rock gnome. He's fairly short, like even for rock gnome standards. Around middle-aged, blackish grey hair and beard. First thing you always notice is the goggles. He usually has them up on his hair, or down, obviously normally, and looks very much like just a standard smith. Got the apron, got the clothes, got the leathers, and yeah, it's just his general look. He likes to stick to how he was traditionally.
Nice. And across your little band, your little department that this orc runs, you are, tinkerers, artificers, researchers, some like sages in there. And it's a small band of definitely non-mercs, led by this orc whose name is Ugat, who clearly was once a merc. It tells you he was once a mercenary and lost his arm, which meant he was not as useful to the Mercantile in the mercenary operation, but has a very good strategic mind and is very good with people. So he is in charge of this kind of like research and development arm, shall we say, of the Mercantile, as he comes down to sit with you, Zilna. And he, your mind, your age, the way you work, and your openness with him, you two have shared a lot. And whilst he doesn't and cannot input necessarily into all of the inventing and tinkering you do, he can definitely help with some of the grittier mercenary styles. If you're looking at weapons or you're looking at design work of doing big damage and like making maximum impact out of something, he can advise on there, and that's how you two have kind of built up this kindred, this like joint knowledge, this working together, this good working relationship that you have with essentially your boss, who runs this department area. As he plonks himself down next to you, looks across the table, and says, "Right, I've got to remember what my accent's now. Zilna, we are we're coming very close now into Butte Springs. We're going to be landing, getting a carriage, going down to Orherth. But I've got the brief now through from this whatever this investigation thing is going to be. Sounds like the Kingsguard want to boot out these talents." Have you heard about the talents? We've discussed them a bit, but they've been ransacking. They've been removing all these magic users from the south. They've ruined a fair few of our contracts. Let me tell you that for free. But apparently they're moving now into the north. It's got everyone a little bit antsy, which is good for us.
I mean, I'm not really familiar with anything from the mainland.
Oh, yeah. I forget, you've been spent your whole life just on Britain.
This is my first journey over.
No. You're gonna enjoy it, my friend. There's lots to see, lots of delicious food, lots of delicious sights, and for you and your little tinkering, lots of delicious knowledge to eat up. It's gonna be great. But yes, it sounds like we're being pulled in. We've had a couple of contracts with the Kingsguard, but nothing like this before. This is a goodwill gesture, I think, and we've picked it up because they don't want any guns, they don't want any mercenaries, they just want someone to do an investigation, fact-finding. I thought, there's only one man for the job. You're that man, Zilna, you're that man.
I feel privileged.
You should. He's like, he gets out a few like maps of Ash and he starts pointing out, shows you where the talents are and stuff for moving through. He's like, these we're getting pulled together apparently with all these different factions that we've been trying to get hold of for a little while here. So there's a few things that I need you to keep your ears to the ground on, and then there's one quite serious mission that we need to look at, but we'll get to that after. The Talons, this anti-magic band that are coming through here, seem to be mercenaries. They've got some magical prowess, but I think they're hiding something, We need to find out what magical information they have, what artifacts they might have, what weaponry they're using. I mean, for a military force to just walk in and take over 5-6 cities, take over a whole country in a matter of years, they've got something up their sleeve, so we need to keep an eye out for the Talons. More interestingly, we've got this Cult of the Dragon. I think they're just part of these Talons, just another little shady part of the organization, but there's again talk that they're out there looking for stuff. This cult, apparently they've been buying some of our goods, some of our, when we've been trying to offload some of the treasures, some of the gold, the things that we don't necessarily, we want to convert goods into gold, right? Some of these goods, they're into the shinies. So whatever this Cult of Dragon is, they seem to be buying up quite a lot of shinies. So again, we'll keep an eye on this cult. I don't think they've got anything about them. I think it's another arm of the Talons, but where someone's buying shinies and there's lots of power in play, there's magic in there. So anything you can find out from others, you make sure you take good note of that.
Okay.
Mainly though, there's a group that are going to get caught into this. A few groups, actually, that could prove useful to us. One of them is this druid offsect, this Silent Ashes. We know that they are hoarding. They are collecting these magical items. They've been saving them from across. They've been trying to get ahead of the Talons, as far as we can understand, to get in and get out these magical artifacts as much as possible. We've been buying stuff from these Silent Ashes when we need it, but they are charging a hefty little price, and they seem to be trying to keep a little monopoly on these magical items. So if these Silent Ashes, these druids are part of this group, this meeting, by all means, we play along. We look at the talons, we look at the cult of the dragon, but we keep one eye on these ashes. If these ashes are hoarding, they're keeping magical items somewhere, they have certain magical items that we might find useful, we take note of it, Don't do anything dangerous,
Of course,
Silna.
I'd be the last person to put myself in danger.
I know, I'm trusting you. Just look, yeah? Look, don't touch. Look, don't touch, tell us, then we send in the mercs, right, if we need to. These,
Maybe just touch a little bit.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble, boy. We just need the information. We'll turn up. Sign of goodwill to the King's Guard. We've done many jobs for them. They want us to send someone on an investigation. We're sending you. Very unassuming, my little Zilna, but you're an intelligent man. You know what is good and what is not good. So just keep an eye out for these things. The other groups there, the Brotherhood, the religious guys, they've not got much. They're giving it all to the people. Crazy. The Watchers, who knows? The Watchers might have some stuff. They've been around for a long time, but they're not that well organized as far as I can work out. They don't take over any control, so I would keep an eye on the Silent Ashes. You get any contacts with the druids, can find out where they're keeping the magical relics, what they might have, what they might want to, could they be bought? Do they need to be broken? We'll work it out. But don't do anything dangerous. Just keep your eyes on the prize. Work along with these guys. Find out what you can about the talents. Find out what you can about the cult. I'd like to see where the shinies are going. That would be really interesting to us. And then we'll see if we can get some more information. But mainly, you go out there. You harvest all the information you need to turn us into the goods. You've been valuable to the mercantile. And I want you to keep being valuable, Zilna. We produce some good stuff in this department, and you're the brains behind it.
Long may that continue.
Long may that continue. You're a good man. He's like, more pressing, a little bit worrying, and a reason why we're here now in Brute Springs as well. We sent a small party. We sent a little group out towards the north, towards Butte Springs and out. There was talks. The main man here is a old pirate dude. He is called Christopher Silverbrook. He runs Butte Springs. He was talking about seeing this cult move. Obviously, we know that we sold some goods out here. We were trying to track it ourselves. The mercenaries that we sent out there, we've got a merc unit out here somewhere that's gone dark. They were sent out to speak to Christopher, to then move on and try and find out where these shinies have been going, who's moving, is it this cult, is it these talons, what's going on? And we haven't heard anything from this party. So, if you hear anything when you're out, if you're moving in the same circles, you're going to go and do the same investigation that we've been doing. Look out for our people. We've got a group somewhere, and we've got no information at the moment other than they were in this general area. He's like, I'm going to come down with you to Bruce Springs, but we got some guys up here, they're going to start looking, but if we can use the druids, use the Watchers, the Brotherhood, we can use some more information. We need to find this group.
Okay.
Keep that one to yourself, maybe. We don't know what might happen if we say, oh, whoops, we were up here already poking our nose around. Sorry, guys. We're not telling anyone we were doing that. So, just keep that one to yourself. But, we need to find them. And other than that, just be you. Inquisitive little Zilna, my little gnome friend. Find the information. Get us the magic. Get us the goods. Create us something very, very special.
Don't worry. We'll create something special.
You'll create something. You always do, Zilna. You always do. You'd never let me down. As he bangs the table. A little bit too hard with his metal gauntlet. He's like, ooh. Right. Alpha Butte Springs. It's a little bit of a shithole. We'll get us on a carriage. We'll get down to Allhearth. He's like, I'll be with you in the meeting, so don't worry too much about that. I'll try and get a little scope, see if I recognize any of the peeps around. And then we'll probably sit around. We've got a new headquarters being set up in Allhearth. Very cheap to set up in Allhearth. Turns out all you need is a little bit of a, cataclysmic city-ending event. Cheap prices. So I'll get us set up in Allhearth. Get you set up here, and we'll work out where we go from here. But there's a lot to be found, my friend. A lot to be found.
I look forward to it.
He lets patch on your back. He's like, let's go! As the boat is locked in. As you, disembark from Butte Springs, and we'll take carriages down towards Allhearth. This would have probably been a week or so before the events. As we zoom out from Butte Springs, zoom out and go almost in the same time. We short distance across the pond into the Diamond Mountains. As we dive down into the Diamond Mountains rather than up above, into the mines below, into the city in the Diamond Mountains itself, the Dwarven City, which is home to the dwarves. Of course it's home to the dwarves. As we move into a large stone, or it's a fairly large stone training room, where you can hear the sounds of dwarfs beating the crap out of training dummies, as we see two dwarfs in this room. One is being worked hard, pushing, sweating, working on unarmed attacks against this mannequin. And opposite them is a slightly older looking, grey in the beard dwarf who is pushing and pushing. Bern, can you describe your character, please, as you are being trained harder than you've ever been trained before?
My character is Kimbar Aelforge from the Aelforge clan. He's a monk. He's been trained as a monk. Although his passion, his clan is in the brewery and the tavern side of things. That is his passion. And at the minute, he's training.
Sweating his tits off. Across from you is, your mentor, Borin, the Great Dragon Slayer, as he also has brought you into the kind of the monkdom to help you, to put you on the right path as a favour to your family, to train you and go through. And you can, there is, again, as he is going and pushing and pushing, and there's no breaks. You are being worked, again, trained harder than you have ever trained before. You are sweating. He is refusing. You're at the point, I think, of like, you'd be rolling for exhaustion on this, as he is pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. And you can see that there is, if you can also give me an insight check at disadvantage, as you are still trying to fight, but you're fighting and trying to work out why he's not telling you to stop. It's almost like he's like, go again, go again, go again, and you're just like, what the hell is going on?
Well, as he's being worked so hard, his insight's not that great. A 6.
It's 6, nice. As you are kind of looking up, and he catches you looking up, as he takes a quarterstaff, as he sees you are distracted. You're checking him, not working on the moves, as he whips around, takes your standing leg, and you crash down to the ground. Yes. He's like, hey, Gimba, what have I told you? You gotta protect your legs. You gotta protect your legs. Get up, come on, let's go again.
Again,
yes, again. You've got to keep going.
I'm stopped for 3 hours.
Well, you're tired already, are you? Well, you need a drink. You get all the drink when you're done.
I mean, I could do with a drink.
I could do with a drink as well. As he softens for a second as you both muse over your love of drinking ale. As he's like, fine, take a break, sit down. And he sits on the floor next to where you're working, where the area is just covered in your sweat, all within your beard, your braids of your beard fraying out, as he lowers himself down to the ground, sits crisscross applesauce on the floor, grabs out only water, passes over to you. He's like, fine, get your fill. As you can see, his brows goes back to being a little bit furrowed. As he says, Kimba, you're working well. You've come a long way from when you started here, let me tell you that. Do you feel like you're ready
I've lost a few pounds.
You needed that. Well, you put it back on, don't worry. Tell me, Gimba, do you feel ready? Do you feel ready to stand alone?
But do you mean stand alone? As a monk?
As a monk, as a dwarf, as a watcher.
Well, I'm pretty new to the Watchers, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know. You remember?
I'm a simple tavern man.
Not with fists like that. You're built for more. Kimbar, you know you went and got that message from Valian for me.
Aye.
Well, it wasn't necessarily what I was expecting. A message out of the blue from Valen. It's nice to see him and all, but it turns out there's something brewing. You know the attacks, the dragon attacks.
And as he mentions the dragon, Gimbar just like hockles in his throat and spits on the floor.
Yeah, and you know there's been over the past they've settled over the past 6 months, maybe you haven't seen any attacks for 6 months ish, but before that there'd been constant these blue dragon attacks that had been attacking the goods, selectively attacking the goods out of the Diamond Mountains. So the dwarves have been hit overall. Well, Marcy didn't necessarily hit you personally, but all trade gets hit. It pisses off all dwarves. So yeah, you're aware of those. He's like, hey, that cult of the dragon. Well, apparently they've got new friends. There's there's a force in the south, this religious force, call themselves the Talons. Apparently they're in cahoots, maybe, with this cult of the dragon. And they're...
Cahoots in what way?
Well, I haven't got a clue. But this is what the message says, that watchers have been requested for a meeting with the King's Guard. Those Savon Softies, they're having problems with these Talons, and apparently if they're linked to the dragon, then they need our help. I'm not going.
You're not going?
Look at me. What do you think I've been training you for? If it ever come up, the time was for me to leave. This is... I've gone northern and Scottish. Hey! The time for me to leave the mountains is over. I'm an old man. I'm an old man, Gimba. It's your time to shine as a watcher. So...
Yeah.
I need to know if you're ready.
I mean, I never thought I'd be this far in. You know, I thought I'd be... Well, you know, how my dad's been struggling.
Yeah.
With the business and whatever. But
I mean,
if this is important to you, Baron...
It pays well from what I can hear. But I think you're ready for it. Gimba, you've got to step out. It's time. You've been training well. You've come a long way. You're disciplined. And
so it's just a meeting, right? That's all this is.
A meeting of minds. They want a Watcher's representative at this meeting to investigate what's going on with the cult. If there's anything we can do to help our dwarven brothers against the cult, then we should be there. But there's no point me being the envoy. I'll come with you to Allhearth. I'll hold your hand the first way. We'll hear what they have to say. But it sounds like they want to investigate or share information on the cult, on the Talons, and I don't know, come up with some sort of plan, I assume.
I mean,
you go.
Will there be time to look for herbs on the way?
No, we can. We've got a week or so. I'm in no rush. We'll take our time. We'll prep ourselves. We'll get there nice and early so we can have a little look around. You still have a lot to learn about being a watcher.
That is true.
We need to remember balance. Watchers rely on information. Information and balance. We do not step in where we need to step in. There'll be a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, but the only way that you're going to test yourself is to step out there on your own.
Okay.
You got to think, when both sides are claiming the righteous way, what do? Do you watch or do you act?
Yeah, watch first.
Sometimes it's fun to act.
I bet.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We know that the cult, the dragon cult, they're causing us umpteen problems with our travel, with our trade. So let's see what these Kingsguard have to say. We're old friends, shall we say, with the humans of the south. old allies, so we must answer the call. So let's see what they have
I've
to
heard the
offer.
stories. I've heard the tales.
Yes. But we'll also be blending with the Brotherhood. We know the Brotherhood. They can be trusted in some instances, but again, they're just another religious function, military unit trying to fight their way. And the Druids. So there'll be some friends there that we can talk to, that we can share information with. But just remember, balance. We rely on information, and it's all about keeping the scales steady. Right, that's enough for us, you lazy fucker. Get up, let's go! And he fucking pushes you back, gets up and gets you going through another round of moves as he preps. As you will take, again, probably a similar amount of time, a few days before the Butte Springs landing, a nice ramble down, I think, walking with Borin as you two will pack up, say goodbye to your family as you head out, probably for the first time leaving the Diamond Mountains, as Borin explains that he's taking you on the next stage of your training, and you go for a kind of walkabout down to Allhearth over the coming days. As we zoom out, once again, from the Diamond Mountains, heading back down south into the border forest, or the edge of the border forest, an old encampment that was abandoned many years ago that has become the new home of the Druids. Their front-facing home, Reflection's Edge, on the north-western side of the border forest, right along the River Nerd in the centre, northwest of the centre, I suppose, as the Druids have a small encampment, which is their way of communicating with the outside world through Reflection's Edge. A bit of trade that goes on, some homesteads, but many of them choose to live within the forest itself, the forest that was burnt away as part of the Death Bloom, that has been slowly being rehealed and has been the responsibility of a lot of the Druids, especially this side of the Druids, the Dawn Order. As we zoom into Reflection's Edge, as we see sat around a fire, a nice peaceful evening, a older human druid with a half elf, with a big.
It's a half elf.
It was a half elf.
No, wait, he was
High
he
elf.
was-
Sorry, he's an elf.
was a
He's a
high
full
elf,
elf.
yeah.
But he's an old elf. He's got big, long white beard, big cape up over, nice big long pipe, just puffing away, looking at the stars, sitting and contemplating, drinking a bit of wine this fine evening, contemplating life. And to his side, he has a small little stool set up, another little bench kind of area, with some ink and some parchment laid out. And across the table, from this old druid, smoking his pipe, waiting nervously, is Dan, your character.
So my character is called Bigherbthenerd. I think that's how you pronounce
Yep.
it. He is technically a half elf, so human and drow, and he looks like a drow. But yeah, there's not really much else to add. His mum was an elf, his dad was a human wizard, and he is a wizard, but specifically a Bladesinger wizard. Due to his father's influence of being a wizard and his mother's influence of being part of House Bigherbthenerd,
And all that comes with them.
which we'll get onto later, I imagine.
As you sit and wait, you have travelled. You are originally from Rehid, from the Underdark, where you had left on a journey following breadcrumbs leading you to this old high elf druid, who's probably milking the old, I would say, for a high elf. He plays up to being an old man, definitely. His name, Canis Milfoy, as he sits there smoking, warming up his pipe, as he says, Merrin, good, I'm glad you're here. Thank you, you've been here. Please help yourself to some wine. I had to get the pipe ready. It's been.
Are you sure?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. There's enough wine to go around, Merrin. Don't worry. It's been a joy having you here, let me tell you. As he stops again. A joy having you discussing stories of old times back. When magic was free. And then he stops and looks at you for a second. And she's like brow furrow slightly. And he's like, give me an insight check, please.
Yes, wisdom. That is a 4.
4. You are waiting, like, what is Canis going to say? Like, he's pausing for ages, and he's like, brow again furrows a little bit as he stares at you. I can't remember what it was I wanted to talk to you about. So he looks around slightly for a second, and he looks down and sees the ink in the paper, and he's like, oh, yes, of course, yes. Merrin, you are wasted here as my... Well, I've told you as much as I can about the things that I know, but really now, I'm wasting your
and
time.
I thank you. I thank you for that.
You're very polite, and I've enjoyed your company. And I, honestly, anytime you want to come back, I mean, don't leave if you don't want to leave. But he pops it. But I can't waste your talents, and well, potentially I have something where we could line up. I have a little missive for you, if you wouldn't mind. A way of getting you into the city, and you'd be doing me an awful favour. As he stops.
That sounds awfully sneaky.
It's not really sneaky as so much as think of it as you're helping out the Dawn Order. But you're also, helping yourself at the same time. And you're also helping me out at the same time. It's like a win-win-win.
So, what do you want me to do?
Perfect. Well, so let me... And his tone, kind of drops a little bit from me as he places the pipe down. Well, Merrin, we've been dealing with the... this home was never always our home. As I've told you, we had quite a proud place. The Druids along the sides, the right-hand men of the kings of the past, guiding those leaders to make decisions that made sense for the best of the nation, best of the people, best of the land. But these religious fanatics, these talons that forced us and slain most of our kind, are relentless. Not only have they forced us from the south, we've been made aware that they are clearing the forest further, that they are moving north, and that there comes a point when something and someone must stand.
I mean, they are certainly a danger to us.
They're a danger.
I mean, do you think I'd be able to help?
Well, he paused for... Yes. Do you know what? I think yes. Because, Merrin, tell me this, Merrin. What does magic mean to you?
It means knowledge. Knowledge to find out things and know things and use that information to help people.
Yes, exactly. It's good. Magic is good. You believe it. It's within you. This is why you can help. These talons, they believe the opposite. That magic is a liability. That magic must be controlled, contained. It shouldn't be in the hands of the people that have the ideas to be able to make a difference in this world. And it's wrong.
I mean, I know this, Canis. You've taught me this.
Well, no, it's good just to remind you and remind me what I've told you.
I suppose I may not see you for a while, so it's good to summarize your teachings.
Reiterate, because you can never be told something too many times, is what I've always said. So yes, the talents. We have made as the Dawn Order, as my druid, I wear two hats. Well, I wear one hat, but I wear two hats, not literally. One of them,
Metaphorically,
that's the one. That's
I
the
understand.
One is for my people, the druids, and one is my past, my watcher's heritage. I am still a watcher of the forest. And it is my duty as a watcher to pass on the responsibility to someone that I deem to have the spirit of the watcher. Someone who believes in the balance. Someone that will ensure the world remains safe for all. And you're here.
I'm happy you think so highly of me. But I don't know if I'm ready. I mean,
you'll never know if you're
I
ready,
want to
boy.
help. I'm happy to help. But I'm not sure I can be a guiding light with this problem.
Well, you see, the beautiful thing is, Merrin, sometimes you don't have to be the guiding light. Sometimes you can be the person that holds sometimes you can help the light of the person that's guiding the light. You can support. It's like a support role sometimes you can do as you don't need to worry about being the hero. Sometimes the heroes, they need someone to help them with the light.
Carry the bags and stuff.
Not necessarily carry the bags.
I'm not very strong. But
I think
could
I've
try.
maybe got a little bit lost in my analogies here. I've had a little bit. Maybe put this pipe down again. Yeah, let's put this down. Okay, just taps it out. Anyway, I have two hats, and for one of my hats, I can't leave. We have made a pact as the Dawn Order to protect the forest. We created the forest, and we let the forest down in the actions that happened in the past. But as a watcher, I have a responsibility to enable balance, to find somebody who, even if they don't have the physical strength, has the mental strength to stand up and speak for those who cannot. And Merrin, you can speak for those who cannot. You can carry my words.
Thank you, Canis. So, am I leaving in the morning or?
He leans over, picks up one of the pieces of paper and looks at it and goes, oof, yeah, you should really get going, honestly, because you've got to get to Allhearth.
Now?
Not now, maybe in the morning. In the morning, once the wine's worn off. There's a meeting being held, and they've
right, okay.
asked for a representative from the forest and from the Watchers. You will take my missive, you will take my words in the form of a letter, and pass that to the King's Guard calling this meeting, and then I give you my voice to speak for us, to protect magic, to protect the wilds, and to follow your journey.
I kind of put both my hands together and kind of look to the sky, close my eyes, and I say, I can do this.
Yes,
And-
you can do this. And then if you open up, you hear him starting to write.
And as he's doing that, I get out my pen and paper because I've got a booklet. I've got a little diary thing, and I put, learn to wear two hats.
Perfect. That is also in there above like the first bits where he like has given you some knowledge of the Watchers, but it's super sketchy. It's like I don't know how much of this is good or not good. But yeah, as you look, he's like passed over the missive that he's been given. He had like a scroll that has a letter on it, which has some information on. As he is writing out his words, he's writing out his message to this committee that he's going to seal, give to you to deliver. And as you kind of like read over this, you can see the details in there that the King's Guard have asked for a representative of the Druids, of a speaker of the forest, someone to speak for the forest, essentially, to discuss the knowledge, to discuss and share knowledge on the talons of Ram and any information they have for the cult of the dragon. Ooh, pardon me. I don't think you would have heard necessarily of the cult of the dragon, but you definitely heard of the talons. You'd have seen attacks and heard of the attacks on the druids that were here. And it gives you the time, date, and where it's all being held in Allhearth, so you realise you should probably keep that letter so you know where you're going. As Canis spends that time then writing out, not a long letter, but like a decent, his part of it, as he then folds it up, seals it, dries it, and passes it over to you, and says, Merrin, there is much adventure await. You never know you're ready for it until you take your first steps, and remember, there will be others around you to guide. Learn from everybody. As a watcher, watch first, act after.
I can do that. Canis.
And honestly, just have fun with it. You don't know what's going to go on. It's been a pretty crazy while. You've made it all the way from Red to here. The forest has got nothing on the city. The city is a whole different level of danger. Let me tell you. It's like
You're not selling it to me.
He goes off on a bunch of stories about when he lived in the city. Mainly just talking about pubs and drinking wine. Yes, he hands over a letter. So you have been given a sealed letter that is to be handed to the representatives at this meeting, and he's giving you the missive that he got given to say, this is where you need to go. This is who to talk to when you make it to Allhearth if you are attending this meeting.
Is it a
Not lot
map,
of detail.
or is it just written descriptions?
It's written descriptions. It's like when you get to the city, find the old, what would have been the old Druid house, now the Brotherhood headquarters. Present this, ask for these people, and you go through there. So when you get there, you'll be able to find your way through. But yeah, he gives you, considering your trekking, there's trade routes that go from Reflection's Edge all the way up and across to Allhearth. It's still a couple of days trek. So, but you would be getting there, like you need to leave to get a couple of days trek if you're going to get there.
Does he provide me with any rations for the journey?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They, whatever you want for the druids are, and again for like good berries.
Whatever I want. Magic items.
Apart from magic items, because there are no magic items.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a shame.
You start. We start the council meeting, and Merrin doesn't turn up. He fell in a river and accidentally died before the games that day. But yeah, they set you up with pack. They set you up. You have a pack anyway. You've travelled from Rahid to the Reflections, but they give you all the goods you need. Give you all your like starting gear, essentially, top you up, and then send you on your way with the letter from the Dawn Order.
I'm good. How many? Just out of interest, because I'm going to add them. How many? Okay, they'll say. How many days food does one thing of rations give you?
I think one ration per 1 day.
Okay, sound. I'm going to add 5.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. As we leave Reflection's Edge, travelling again, not so far, to the last member with an invitation. Just a hop and a skip across the border forest to the east side, to what was a derelict, we can almost call it ancient, ruin site that has been cleaned up. An old city from days gone past, from pre the war, from pre the Fallen Conquest. Before the forest was grown, there was a town. This town has been, in some places, refurbed, in some secret places refurbed. So although it looks like a ruin, there are some buildings that are fully operational, as there's another membership, another set of druids known as the Silent Ashes that operate out of the east side of the forest. They are situated quite close to the border forest path, the area that was cleared out, that was logged out to create a bridleway, to create a trade route from Newmonger up to Redvant to join the north and the south. And the Silent Ashes protect much like the Dawn Order, are there to protect the forest, to protect the druids, but they have a bit more of a confrontational demeanor about them. They are more. They are seen outside of the forest a little more. They are also willing to take the fight to the Talons a little bit more than the Dawn Order are, who really, really take it slow. So as we zoom into Silverford, into this settlement, into the Silent Ashes, we can see another elf in long green, almost I would say like ranger attire, as they look to camouflage and blend in with the ruin that is here. You would only know where you were going if you knew where you were going. If you were just to come across this place, you wouldn't recognize it, and the elves that live here are keen to keep their appearance hidden as much as possible. But within one of these ruins, we find one of these elves, as he is sat in what it would be like a small semi-underground meeting room with a big map up of the border forest of Newmonger in the south, Redvant in the north, this like cut-out section, and he stood up there, kind of pointing out and moving around areas, moving a not quite crazy red line drawn map, but pins of importance across this map. And sat in this room with this elf is his best student, his protege. Reese, would you like to describe your character, please?
Yeah, so my character is elf. Probably medium to tall, I guess. Blonde hair. He's wearing... Well, he's not wearing his hat at the moment, but he will be.
What?
Not yet. But yeah, it's like got green garb on with gold trim, and his name is Peril Vortanis.
Vortanis, yes.
Is that correct? And he is a wizard, and he's very curious about magic. And yeah, he's just a very quite you'd know. Yeah, no, he's a wizard, and he's
an eagle beaver wizard. He also has a great beard for,
Yes.
for an elf, which is unusual. As you are sat looking up at this map and with the points being moved around, you are kind of in a semi-brainstorming session, a knowledge gathering, sharing, plan making mode with another elf he has the classic elven long chestnut brown hair, as he is frantically kind of musing and moving backwards and forwards. This is Hennerin. Henny is what he prefers to be called, as he is pointing and going through with you the different areas that you have found stuff that you know there was magical knowledge there, where there may be artifacts that need to be found, where you might have Silent Ashes agents, and you know that the Silent Ashes are a splinter of the Druid faction. They were the Druids that were part of the Druid faction that was kind of removed from Orhearth, but instead of where the Dawn Order half took the guilt into themselves, a lot of them stayed in wild-shaped form, a lot of them just stay in the forest, a lot of them now dedicate their life to just protecting the forest that they let down when the Death Bloom happened. The Silent Ashes are a sect of that. They were a small part of the Dawn Order. They are probably technically supposed to be part of the Dawn Order, but they are definitely known more as the Silent Ashes. They wear the dark red to black cloaks rather than the green and browns, and they are known as magic hunters, essentially. They don't take any blame for what happened to Orhearth, but they are staunch protectors of magic, of gathering magical knowledge, of finding magical artifacts, of protecting magical artifacts, and of saving magical items. The Talons, wherever they can, the Silent Ashes look to undermine the Talons, because the Talons are looking to wipe magic users from Ashling. But as part of that, magical items as well. Enchantments and enchanting if they find these items, they get confiscated and lost. So the ashes really are about trying to find, trying to protect, and trying to hoard magic in whatever shape or form it has. So Hennerin spends a lot of time musing with you about where you can go, about plans to undermine the Talons, and you've been working together for long enough that you two have been super successful in thwarting Talon parties, or getting ahead of Talon parties, or ruining their trip through the Border Forest. This section of Border Forest for the Talons is dangerous. It's never safe for them because they have Eden on the coast, which is kind of a shell city to the one that teleported to the Feywild. Eden, where you're originally from, and where Henny is originally from, and then the druids that sit in the forest with this thin spindle of a road that comes through the middle. The Talons are constantly under attack when they go through there, constantly being trapped and tricked, robbed. And the Silent Ashes play this kind of Robin Hood style role where they will go after them as much as possible. So we kind of zoom into this meeting that's happening between you and Henny, as he has up on this board, as we kind of zoom into it now, a stamp on Allhearth that says Brotherhood HQ. One that's off to the side, not really attached to anywhere, it just says Watchers ? Then you have Mercantile, which is kind of over the Rehid and the Underdark, but is spattered across places. And then Kingsguard over the south, as he goes through and kind of looking at all of these different factions, looks to you and says, and the Talons on there as well, obviously. He's like, which of these factions hides the greatest power? He's like, is the Talons? Are they the biggest ones? The Brotherhood? What could they be hiding? Give me an insight check.
Insight.
Yeah.
Natural 20 with a plus 3, 23.
Nice. As he asks this question, you know Henny is a little bit narcissistic, a little bit egotistical. You know he doesn't want to answer for you. You know that if he's asked a question like that, the likely answer is we don't know. None of them. It could be all of them. Not there's a specific answer. He does a lot of rhetorical questions to make himself seem a little bit smarter than he is. So yeah, you just hit back with none of them, all of them, and he's like, exactly. It could be any of them. It could be all of them. We need to have agents everywhere. Magic exists everywhere. Magic will always find the way. So, which faction hides the greatest power? We need to find out. We need to find out, Peril. If forced to choose, what do you think survives, magic or loyalty?
If forced to choose.
And again, he's just been a bit of a
magic.
Magic. Magic survives everything. Magic isn't loyal to anybody. Magic can change loyalties. He who has the magic has the power. We need to make sure that these Talons are gone. We need to make sure that the powers that live in this land are protected. We need to make sure that no one else is acting against us, Peril. No one else is acting against us. We have an opportunity. We have a great opportunity. And he kind of throws over to you this letter. He's like, that is an invitation. An invitation from, and he points to the board, the Kingsguard. The South have realized their mistake. They have realized inviting the Talons here was their undoing. Power is being lost in the South. The king is worried. Strange that the Kingsguard are moving against their own king, but we won't worry about them. We don't need to worry about that. But if they've sent this to us, Peril, if they've sent this to us, they've sent it to others. Brotherhood, Watchers, and he kind of goes around all of them. There's also one in the top corner, Cult of the Dragon. We need to show up, play the game, find out what everybody knows. If we can get allies here against the Talons, no one's been moving against the Talons like we've been moving against the Talons. If we can get more on side, if we can find out what they have, what power they have, maybe we can gather some more magical knowledge. Maybe we can empower ourselves a little more. Maybe it's time for the Ashes, for the Wizards, for the Druids to be back on top. Who here fears magic the most? And he's like, these Talons don't fear magic, but they are creating fear with magic. Magic is not to be feared. He's like, this is exciting. This is exciting. Peril, we must pack. We will go. I'm sure others will have been invited. The Dawn Order will be there, but we can be there alongside them. We stand just as strongly as the Dawn Order and the Druids do. We stand stronger, actually. We are standing here for the forest. We are standing here for Aisling. We are standing here strongly against these Talons. And we have stuff that we can gain from these other factions. Let me put this to you. How do you feel about stepping away from the forest for a little while, but keeping your eyes firmly on these Talons? How do you feel about being an envoy for the Silent Ashes?
Sounds like something I would be good at.
It sounds like something you'd be very good at, Beryl. Very, very good at. We play the part. We turn up, we help, we share information, we get others on side to help us in this fight against the Talons, and at the same time, we source more information. What do the Brotherhood hold? What do the Watchers hold? What are the Cult of Dragon and the Talons of Ram doing in the same spaces? Where are they hiding their precious artifacts? Where has the magic been taken? We can do so much on our own, Peril, but using these other forces, playing ball, working together, we can get a hell of a lot more done. We can get a lot more power under our belts. Does that excite you?
Yes, it does. Just being able to go and find more artifacts or magical items is definitely something I am good at, and claim more for the Silent Ashes.
Yeah, exactly. We can keep our cards close to our chests as well. We don't need to give away too much, but there's a lot to be gained. And I trust your skills. I trust your ability to get the information that we need to move us forward, Beryl. Right. So, we turn up to this meeting. We travel to Allhearth. We drop you in, and then we see what goodies we can gain from everybody else.
Sounds like a plan.
It sounds like a very good plan. Very good plan. He's like, right, tonight we celebrate, tomorrow we travel.
Sounds even better.
Zoom out from the forest, from the board set up, and from the Silent Ashes. I need a wee. So it's good to take a little pee break. As we are all travelled individually over those periods since those meetings happened to all arrive in Allhearth. You get stay at the many inns that are available around Allhearth, but all will make your way to and find the old Druid house, which is now the temporary HQ of the Brotherhood, on the day of the meeting. To be invited down to the cellar, to like the underground, where there are some larger chambers and meeting rooms carved out of the natural bedrock and stone belief, where you are all with your mentors, apart from Merrin, brought and shown down by the Brotherhood into these rooms. So as we enter the council chambers, to start with, there are non-uniformed guards, non-Brotherhood guards that are setting up within the room, that have missives, that have wall maps that they are trying to show, that they're laying out on the table, that they have scrolls, that they have like dossiers of files that they are moving around, but there is no sign of Thorn or Prince Edmund as he stands. But yeah, one by one, you'd all turn up with your individual mentors, as you will all be in this giant meeting room together. But we'll take a quick little wee break and then come back for the council meeting. This will be where you are all together. There'll be a chance for your factions to share stuff, for you to ask questions, and of course for the full understanding of the meeting investigation to be given to you all. So we'll take a quick little wee break. I'll be back. He's back.
Hello.
Hello. Right. Did anyone else disappear, or was it just me?
No, I was.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yep, I'm in.
I shouldn't have picked an Okay. Goody gumdrops. Welcome to the party, pals.
The candle burns low.
The candle burns low. And I had to go through and quickly find where to put them. I need to write them on a post and put them in front of me because I'm going to forget that I've written. Like, what? Oh, shit. The thing.
I like the accents, Herb.
Yeah, I went for Northern and Scottish, and then them doing them back to back is too confusing for me.
I like the pipe.
Yeah, I've taken a new approach, which is when I have an accent for someone that I need to remember, I'm just going to make it a famous person. Because it doesn't matter if my attempt at doing their impersonation is good or bad. As long as I try and do the same, I should always end up with the same accent.
Is mine Jon Snow?
Jon Snow. It was Sean Bean. Because I thought Jon Snow would be too obvious, but maybe Jon Snow would have been better because it's more, it's easier to keep up than Scottish.
Need to throw in a few bastards in there.
Bastard!
Bastard.
Get out of here, you bastards! Lovely jobblies. Right. Who else left? Did everyone leave? Everyone back?
I'm back.
Yeah, cool. Reese back? It's correct, because that was a lot of me talking to myself, and that's only going to continue. So, with the meeting, we go into the council meeting. Essentially, there'll be obviously a bit of exposition for the Kingsguard. If at any point you guys are sharing information, or your faction leaders are sharing information, and you want to jump in an insight check or roll checks, then please do shout and jump in, because it will be like, okay, well, hang on, the Watchers have said something, but the Brotherhood want to insight check them. Then just give me a shout and we can do insight checks and roll. You can do them on each other as well, but this is for you guys to be a part of this meeting, to be given information, and then that's really your one, is sharing stuff that you know, sharing as much as or little as you want to. Obviously, your mentors will share stuff, and then your believability of what is being said by all these factions that are there. Lubbly jubbly. Actually, I'll do this because I've got maps on there as well. So, the day comes. The meeting comes round. It is the exact... it would have been the festival of Ostera, the early spring festival. Although, as much as the Brotherhood tried to keep stuff going, there is more fear around trying to celebrate the Nine Sisters festivals and celebrations over the past 10 years since the Talons have been in and magic users have had to be kind of hurried and hidden away. Even though in Allhearth itself is a little bit safer, there is no big festivals as you would expect to see around springtime. It's also almost to the day 10 years since the end of Campaign 1 and the fall of the Commonwealth. As you all individually arrive with your mentors, apart from Merrin, who arrives with just a letter, to the Druid house, you find the old building that remained fairly intact after the fight that ensued and was quickly became the headquarters for the Brotherhood, as clerics, paladins, druids all made their way and fled the south and found this new home in Allhearth as everyone came together to build. Some of you all would have been on that journey as well, as you've all had different touches with the Talons and what happened post. But you all arrive, you all show your envoys, say what you're there for, and the Brotherhood will show you down to these meeting chambers. But like I say, inside this chamber itself, and Willow, you'll be aware of this, that the people that are inside and working in these chambers are not Brotherhood guards. Brotherhood are there to shepherd people downstairs. Inside this room, this guard force that turned up with the King's Guard are the only ones that are being allowed inside. They are monitoring who's coming in and coming out, and they are the only ones touching anything and any dossiers inside this room, which is a little bit strange. But you all arrive. As you all arrive and are let in, you can see and see each other. We have gone through descriptions, so you kind of know what each other look like. But you all, one by one, will arrive and have seats next to your mentors around a large, round, like horseshoe shape, a bit like a council room. It's a big bit of wood that's been carved out, like one single slice, but where one section has been taken out to make it semicircle, horseshoe kind of shape. But the table itself is probably like 7 foot deep and is one plane of one cross section of a tree. It's been lacquered and is beautifully preserved. And then in the center of that bit, there is another smaller table where some of these workers, these King's Guard, are moving about. And then just slightly off to the back, the last ones to make it through the doors, from the back set of doors, come Thorn and this King's Guard envoy. Can everybody that's not Thorn please give me a history check, please?
25.
Nice.
10.
16.
3.
7.
So, only Merrin, as this person steps up, Thorn steps up, it's fine, looks like a guard, he's got a big old axe on the back of him. The person with him, none of you recognise, apart from you, Merrin. You recognise this is the King's brother. You have seen, and it kind of makes sense, with information that flows through Rehid on keeping tabs on everyone. There's no like newspapers. It's not like you'd know who was in the royal family unless you were in the Islet Kingdom and you were close enough to see them. But yeah, you're sure, Merrin, that is the brother of the king.
As I see him, I bow And I get to say, Your Highness.
Nice. As you do that, he kind of looks to you, Thorn. He kind of looks up. Says, "Please stand. Please stand."
I stand.
As I walk into the room, is there any chance I recognise any of the older people in the room, the mentor types? From my younger days.
Who would be there? You might well. Where would have? You know what? I think you would recognise Brant. I think you'd recognise the Brotherhood. Brant would have likely came from the Islet Kingdom. Would have been a paladin, a protector of the churches, and would have been someone that you not necessarily fought alongside, but you would have heard of and would have been one of their stronger fighters. I don't think anyone else there you would have. So as you see, and Brant comes down from the Brotherhood in his full regalia. Looks a lot older than you remember him, but then you look a lot older as well. But yeah, you would probably recognise Brant.
In that case, I'll go up to him and say, "Brant, you old dog.
He looks
And who's this little lady with a big sword?"
He's like, "Well, Willow, we're in the hey, I've got to get it right now. Bastard! Willow, we're in the presence of a true hero here. This old bastard is fought off many a folk. This is my young apprentice, Willow. Willow, this is Thornvarric. And if you get to know him well, he might even let you call him the Stone."
Oh, Mr. Varric, pleasure to meet you. And I put my hand out to shake it.
I take her hand in my big hand and shake it and say, "Far too polite."
He, after you shake her hand, he goes, "You're leaving me out, Thorn." And he goes and gives you like, I was going to say, almost like the Arnold Schwarzenegger handshake. The arm grab and pulls you close. I'm grabbing your arm. And just as he's close to your ear, just be like, "You've brought the prince's brother. You brought the king's brother, sorry."
Under my breath, I'll say, "He brought me."
This is more serious than I first thought. I'm going to let you go.
And back to being normal voice. "We have a lot to discuss."
Hey, sit down. Good to see you, though. As everybody sits down and moves around, Prince Edmund looks up and says, "Please close the doors." And he steps out into the front. The rest of the like 3 or 4 guys that are working around Thorn, you kind of stood just off to him as you would be as like a bodyguard, but keeping an eye on everyone and their reactions as Prince Edmund steps into the kind of semicircle between you all and kind of delivers a message. As the doors close shut, as he looks to each of you kind of slowly, there's a bit of tension build up. What is spoken here will never be recorded in ledgers, nor carried by messenger, nor confessed under oath, as he looks towards the Brotherhood. By entering this chamber, you've agreed to a truth more binding than law. As far as anybody is ever concerned, this meeting never occurred. 10 years ago, the Commonwealth fell. 10 years ago, the Talons of Ram were also given authority. They were meant to be a blade held in the king's hand, nothing more. And whilst the Commonwealth and the North, Onora, recovered, unfortunately, the South has suffered. For a time, the Talons brought order. Roads were cleared, banditry fell, trade moved, and so the Crown looked away when some of their sermons grew harsher, when the laws grew narrower, and when punishments became executions. Today, the South is quiet, but it is the quiet the way a graveyard is quiet. No druids preach openly, and each of these leans out towards the silent ashes and towards you, Mirren. No clerics speak prayers. Those who fled were called cowards, and those who stayed heretics. And now, these Talons, they march north. Talon's patrols. The Talon patrols have pushed north beyond the border forest, not under the king's order. You have my word on that. Again, they speak here in an aura of purification, of a realm cleansed of dangerous magical influence. You are here because the King's Guard no longer knows whether the Talons serve the Crown, or whether the Crown has simply been too slow to realise that it now serves them. Understand this, we do not call this meeting, this council, to pass judgment. We have called this because ignorance has become a greater danger than rebellion. He kind of, on that point, pauses and looks over his shoulder towards you, Thorn. It's almost for like a little bit of reassurance. Each of you represents a power the Talons cannot easily silence. Alone, none of you could challenge what is rising. We have learnt that lesson. But together, you may yet uncover the truth. So, let us begin with what we know. Let us tell you of what we know and what the Talons of Ram have become. As he kind of finishes and steps back, some of the envoys kind of come out and start passing out, and they're like coming round with what would be like the earliest printing of like information being shared, maps, bullet point information, dossiers. Each of you are passed kind of like a one between two, but past sets of information to look through, as it's kind of a bit like, whoa, especially for those that are not used to this level. Probably only really the dwarves that are used to this like level of like, what the hell? Being given dossiers is like a fucking office meeting. This is a bit weird, a little bit intense straight from the off. But you are handed out all these different dossiers to go through information. Files are labelled up as Talons of Ram, and the information that's shared within there. And one of the, as the prince steps back to Thorn's side, one of the other guys, one of the other helpers kind of steps forward and walks you through the information. We don't need to go through all the information, but in brief, the information essentially shares from the King's Guard's knowledge, their kind of knowledge they're sharing with you, details out the sanctions, details out that yes, the Talons were sanctioned by the king. They were brought in as a military force a little over 10 years ago, as a way of being a blade in the hand of the young king to give him command over the south. His father died. He was brought in as a child king, essentially, and it was seen and decided by powers that be that giving him a unified military force would be a way of ensuring that a child king was not weakness. Like, how do you stop the weakness of a child king? Give him an armed force that no one's going to mess with. They now administer law, faith, and punishment across all of the major cities of the south. All known magic users in the south have been either executed or driven out. The open witch hunts that were going on have subsided now in the southern cities, but they have some evidence that there are the Talons have moved more towards like a spy network, where they are where outlandish chasing out, destroying of cathedrals, witch hunts, town criers were used as the start to get the most of the magic users. They're now using more sneaky techniques to try and find those magic users that are hiding within the southern cities, those that haven't already fled the country. And then the confirmation again that the Talon patrols pushing north and the clearing of the border forest and the path north. Whilst the clearing of the border forest was agreed by the king, the movement of Talons into Redvant, into Allhearth, into Butte Springs and higher is not under the King's Guard. Like, they are making that very clear. The king did not sanction this move by the Talons. And essentially finishing, as you guys read through the information, digest it all, Prince Edmund again kicks in with this is not the behaviour of a hired blade, it's the behaviour of a ruling power. It shows the danger of the Talons. Once you've digested that, it kind of goes round and asks each of the factions to contribute any knowledge they would like to add in, any information they would like to add to the pile around the Talons, around the information they've seen. And each of your mentors will take a moment to go through. Brant, as he stands up, talks about the sightings of these preachers, them attempting public arrests, street preaching, and using violence to enforce their will on the people of Allhearth, although you'd only seen a few of them here. He looks towards you, Willow, for a second, and then makes note to a lot of the Brotherhood's brothers and sisters that have lost people over the years to the Talons, and how a lot of their clergymen in Allhearth are refugees of the South. Comes round to the dwarfs. Borin stands up and delivers his piece. He talks from the Watcher's perspective, as well as the kind of dwarves of the Diamond Mountains, about that these are clearly a very disciplined military force, and they are clearly showing territorial intent. They have the means, and they seem to have the intent to take by force in the north. They are not asking to be taken. They are not asking Redvant and Allhearth to convert over to Ram. They are turning up, and they look like they have the ability to take territory by force, which is a worry to the Watchers and a worry to the dwarfs of the Diamond Mountains. Borin does, however, throw in and raise an equally dangerous threat of the cult of the dragon. That the dwarven trade has been disrupted, although been peaceful for 6 months. That a blue dragon under the banner of the cult of a dragon has been destroying trade, and less brash. There has been items stolen. There has been goods taken, with whispers being left behind that the cult of the dragon is at play, and that has hit Butte Springs and the Diamond Mountains hard, and they cannot be ignored in this. The prince steps in after Borin, goes through the cult of the dragon and says, I thank you, Borin, for your input, and we will cover the cult of the dragon later, as he kind of steps in. As they come round to the mercantile, as Zugat stands up and talks and thanks, it's a little bit smarmy, thanks the King's Guard for inviting him to the meeting, but again talks of trade disruptions, of losses of contract, of the Talons not operating this under the same. Whilst the mercantile can be seen as a little bit sleazy, like if you have a contract with them, they deliver on the contract. If you have to pay for it and you think it's a little overpriced, it's kind of here or there. You sign a contract, they do the job. The Talons don't operate to the same moral standard. They don't appreciate the kind of like the business side, and they have the mercantile have seen disruptions of trade that they've had to step in on, as well as forced ties, and they have lost all their contracts in the south. The Talons have rooted them out from there. So they just note that they are, they would say that they are morally unjust. They don't operate to the same high standard that the mercantile operates to. And then we come to Henny. And Peril, you know Henny's going to love this. An audience to talk about what he wants to talk about. He launches into stories, the witch hunts, the targeted elimination of powerful casters, the destruction of these the sites that are important to the gods, and how they have like scant regard for the ways of Ashling and what's going on. As he goes full in, and kind of last turns to you, Merrin, and realizes you're on your own, as he says, and you, Merrin, the speaker for the Dawn Order?
Yes, and the Border Forest.
Do you hand the letter over?
I go to open it, and then I second guess myself, and then I pass it over.
Nice.
A message from Canis.
As one of the envoys comes over and takes it from your hand, as Prince Edmund says, yes, I thank you for being here, but I had suspected that maybe there would be not a full compliment from the Druids. As one of the envoys opens up and reads out Canis's email, presenting to the King's Guard and those gathered, saying that we do not come in person due to our pledge to never leave the forest unguarded. The words must stand in place of him being there in presence. He, Canis Milfoy of the Dawn Order and a watcher of the Border Forest, in the last 10 years has seen sacred groves being destructed Their druid creatures removed, and many wardens slain beneath the balance of the talons of Ram. Where the druids have spoken, pleaded, hidden, and endured, the druids do not seek revenge or rule. They just seek balance, and at the moment, balance is broken. And Canis leaves to the end his hear this truth plainly. If the talons are not checked, the realm will bleed until it can no longer heal, and the wound will not end there. I entrust this testimony and the seat of the Dawn Order to the bearer of this letter. Listen well. Signed, Canis Malfoy, of the Dawn Order, Watcher of the Border Forest.
Did he say everything that needed to be said?
Yeah, and he says, we understand. And he says, and welcome, Merrin, in the seat of the Dawn Order.
I want to sit there, but I want to look like I don't belong. Sort of. What's that thing called? Where it's like
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Exactly that. Exactly.
Yeah, you've kind of been shortchanged a little bit as well, because as you look around, everyone is. You can see that like the setup is like mentor, like slightly older person, and apart from maybe in Zilna's case when it's orc and an older gnome, but there's like 2 people for every thing, like for every faction, and it's just you sat on your bottom of the chair next to you, like cool. So yeah, you would notice that Merrin is a little smaller as he sits in his chair, but. All of that shared, all the factions share each other. You all get to hear each other's information, each other's sides, how the Talons have impacted. For Gimbar, for you and Borin, a lot of the talk of the Talons and what's happened isn't new news, but it is fresh to be like reminded of what has actually happened. That like the Brotherhood is made up of refugees from the south. That like there are no more Nine Sisters in the south anymore. That druids and sacred sites have been like people have been removed from houses, sacred sites have been destroyed, and magic users have been killed. Like you knew it was happening, but to have it repeated back to you from all these different parties is like, oh, okay, these guys are quite bad as well. As the chair kind of pauses, the information you've been given, you then get listed out a smaller dossier, a second dossier that is labelled The Cult of the Dragon. As Prince Edmund says, and for our Dwarven friends here, we have a report submitted. This report coming from Christopher Silverbrook of Butte Springs on the movements of this Cult of the Dragon. Yeah, and he starts by saying, like, before we draw conclusions on the Talons, then we have this extra document, and he hands out this kind of report that has been dictated down from this Christopher Silverbrook of Butte Springs. You'd have heard of him. Some of you would have heard of him who would have been through there. I don't know any people would have been necessarily through Butte Springs, but those of you that are from the north or have been in the north for a few years would have heard of him. He is the governor, the leader, the kind of the mayor of Butte Springs, and deals with a lot of the traffic in. Was an old pirate once upon a yesteryear, now has settled down and actually runs a pretty tight ship up in Butte Springs. And again, as I go through the key points from Christopher Silverbrook, he talks of increased movement of kobolds and dragonborn from Draka. Their ships are moving. They have built channelways and keep ice flows open from Draka through to the mainland. That they have seen towards the northeast, where the Shattered Isles are, they have seen along that coastline Talon forces escorting groups of kobolds. So they have seen the Talon forces being visible by their one very well armored, but they're white and gold. Their banners are white and gold, their regalia is white, their cloaks are white, and their dress wear and their armor plating is all gold. So they stand out, the Talons, if you see them. But yeah, there have been sightings of Talon forces escorting groups of kobolds and dragonborn. Coastal activity along the northern main line seems to suggest a potential base, a potential landing site somewhere on the northeastern coast between Butte Springs and Pickland, which are those 2 mainland sites at the north of Onora. And then, of course, he reiterates dwarven supplies have been attacked by a blue dragon, but it's not only been dwarven supplies. The ships have been hit at Butte Springs as well, as the attacks widened to attack more than just the dwarves. All of them under the banner of this cult of the dragon. And Silverbrook sent this report down as he fears the Talons and the cult may be cooperating or potentially competing, but he fears cooperating more than competing. Saying the cult of the dragon may no longer be operating in isolation. For the Butte Springs and for the Diamond Mountains, the cult of the dragon is their biggest threat. This is where they've been attacked from. The Talons have been less seen. But adding that information from the north and the information from the south, if these two parties are working together, that is not a good thing. And again, everyone runs through and gives their information on the cult. Not many have a huge amount to add on the cult. Henning keeps his kind of his mouth shut on the cult. You don't have a huge amount of information from the Silent Ashes on them. The Brotherhood and Brant stands up and says that they have heard rumours in the Brotherhood, but don't have any strong evidence that they believe the cult of the dragon were trying to release or have released ancient draconic forces and are looking to side with dragons. The King's Prince Edmund, kind of on hearing that seemingly for the first time, goes to push Brant on his information and just says it's information they've heard, but they have no strong evidence. Jews have nothing to note because that wasn't in your letter, Mirren, so there's nothing that they really have on them. And again, the mercantile and Ugat steps in and says actually that caravans, that the cult of the dragon, they believe, or dragonborn at least, have been the buyers of some of their more expensive items that they seem to be amassing or being able to at least throw some money around. But also in recent times that we've lost trade caravans, that they think thievery has started entering this cult's purview. They're not buying anymore, they might just be stealing what they need. But they had been amassing wealth from the mercantile. And then, of course, the Watchers have a lot to say. The dwarves have a lot to say about the Dragonborn wanting to kill all dwarves of the Diamond Mountains. That is their fear. That is why they think the cult need to be dealt with, because the dwarves and all of dwarvenkind in the Diamond Mountains is at risk from this cult of the dragon. They have a dragon. It's been attacking. This is bad. With both parties kind of sharing this information, you can see your kind of faction leads. A lot of this will be new information to you guys, but you're piecing together probably a faction that you knew quite well and you knew was dangerous with a new faction that you weren't quite sure of, but sounds just as dangerous. You've got the dwarves and the reports from Christopher Silverbrick and kind of what the mercantile are saying. The cult of the dragon are looking at draconic forces, they're looking at draconic magic, they're moving in the shadows, they're attacking trade caravans. There is a threat coming from the north. The cult of the dragon are to be worried. And then you have the Silent Ashes, you have the Brotherhood, you have, again, a bit of the mercantile saying the Talents of Ram want to destroy all magic, and they are unleashed. They are not under the control of the King's Guard anymore, and they have a military force that are intent on taking territory. There is a threat coming from the south. And you sit in Allhearth between these two threats. So you can see your faction leaders kind of taking this in on the information they weren't sure of. You are all taking this in as well and have your own thoughts and feelings. Of course, I can't tell you what you think. But as that's all shared and kind of there's a bit of a hubbub and you start to have little like side discussions, little whispers, the Prince Edmund steps forward and calls a recess. The council will now recess. Please speak amongst yourselves. Speak with your own. Speak with each other. Decide what you are willing to risk. As he kind of gives a little recess for everyone to digest what's going on. At this point, up to you. Does anyone have any pressing questions they would like to ask of their own mentors, or to glean from them on any situations, or are you willing to
I do not.
Gleans? Obviously, you do not yet. Or is there anyone else that you would like to kind of cross-pollinate? That sounds super wanky. But cross-pollinate with.
You can come sit with us if you want.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Please come and take a seat.
I go to drag the chair I'm sitting in. It makes a loud noise, and then I completely look embarrassed and sit back down in the chair and don't go and sit next to them because I'm embarrassed.
Willow goes over and offers to take the chair for him to sit next to her and Brant.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, so did anyone have anything they want to check in with their mentors?
I just want to check in with Baron.
Yep.
Whether we're more concerned as dwarves about the cult,
Yep.
or am I here more about the talents?
And they'd be like, the cult is killing dwarfs, but if this cult is working with the talons, then the dwarfs are even more at risk than we first thought.
Aye.
The problem comes if this report is Silverbrook's not a stupid man. If these two powers are working together, not competing, we're fucked. He will kind of like lean in a bit towards you and can make sure that the kind of conversation sticks between you two as he goes full dwarfish, like speaking dwarfish in the most dwarven accent you can get, to make sure no one can kind of translate it. But he's like, we need to play our cards close to our chest. We keep our secrets because our secrets might protect us.
Insight to check him.
Yep.
To see if he knows more than what he's telling me.
Yes. Yeah, I can do it with advantage. Oh, do it with advantage. It's your mentor.
Well, it's a nat 1. And,
First one's bad.
yeah. An 8 plus 3, so that'll be 11.
11. He definitely has more information. Because you're trying to pick... For that warning to come from him, is, you know, that bit where you have that moment where you're like, you're hinting at something that I maybe don't know about, because I can't join the dots quickly, but you don't know, you wouldn't be able to assume what it is, but
Yeah.
he's worried about something, and that warning to you is just like a dwarven secrets are dwarven secrets.
And I'd say to him, again, in strong dwarven accent,
Mm-hmm.
and what, yeah. What aren't you telling me? If I'm to go on this mission, I need to know everything.
He'll be like, hey. In time you'll know.
And I just sort of,
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
What's everyone's passive
course.
perceptions? That's a quick round. Everyone's got about
12.
10, right? And everyone got super high.
I need
12.
13.
13.
Fine.
Cool. So you can all see these conversations starting to... Merrin, you're seeing a lot because you're not talking to anyone. But you can see these conversations start to happen. You can see some of the mentors are watching out. No one's got high enough passive perception. They're going to pick up too much without actively doing anything. But yeah, you can see them all kind of bitting off and having these conversations. The dwarfs calling.
I think I'll turn to Ugath and say, this seems like it might be a bit more dangerous than we originally thought. Are you sure I'm the right person for this?
Yeah, he'll look at you and say, well, yes. This situation we know is very... these talents, they don't fuck around, right? So we know it's dangerous. But, like he said, we're not talking about... He's not going to send, 6 people to go and fucking take on the talents. This is information gathering. So, like I said, you keep your head down, you get the information you need, and we report back. We don't make any stupid moves. You know how we work.
Okay.
While this is all going on, everyone's kind of discussing amongst themselves.
Yep.
I would like to try and subtly cast comprehend languages,
Oh, yeah, nice.
so that if they're talking in different languages that I don't know, I can try and pick up what they're saying, just so I can get some more information, because I don't have backup here.
Yeah.
Anyone I can trust.
Cool.
And the soothing sounds of pipes.
Nice. Give me a sleight of hand. Give me an arcana. Sorry, not sleight of hand. Give me an arcana check to cast.
It's a 5.
Nice. For those that are aware, Thorn, definitely, you would be aware of what people are doing to move in. You see the Marion cast a spell. Not that he looks like he's dangerous, but yeah, he has cast a spell within here. A lot of the other you would probably be more talking to your mentors and not necessarily concentrating on the sheepish half-drow.
Well, I just offered him a chair, so...
True. And he blanked you. Brant's like, look, honestly, Willow, not everyone can be a friend. And yes, you've got to work them down slowly. We've been through this. Not everyone can be
Remember your
your
oath.
You'd be
I will
kind,
slowly move around the room.
Mm-hmm.
It's just saying hello to different parties and things, not making it obvious.
Yep.
And then get to the little drow and put a big hand on his shoulder and say, what you doing in here, laddie?
That wasn't a jizz noise. It did sound like a jizz noise.
It did sound like a jizz noise.
Yeah, I had to stop that. I had to close that down. Okay. Yes. No. I just wanted to understand what was going on.
Well, it's always best to be upfront. Just ask people.
I'll bear that in mind for next time.
And I give him a big, hefty pat on the shoulder that probably knocks him off balance a little bit.
Knocks me out. Because I'm a wizard.
0 HP, Ryan death saves now. Nice. Cool. I think as you go around and kind of scrape the room Thorn as well, Prince Edward would be on your routes around him, would be saying to you that as he you can see the mentors and the people that have been sent for this envoy, as he's like, keep an eye on them. These are the ones that you're going to be keeping an eye on. He's like, you're my voice, you're my eyes. I can't accompany this investigation. You get a good feel for these 5, because these 5 are going to be the 5 you've got to keep an eye on. So as you're going around, you're just getting a scope and a feel for these envoys that are being sent forward for this thing here. I think I don't think there's not a huge amount else. You have seen and you will know your mentors enough to understand why they're here, why they turned up, and how they're likely gonna, what they're gonna be essentially willing to risk, what they're gonna be, what their vote would be if it was to push forward with this or not. So yeah, you kind of discuss information, share the bits you've got, and they kind of just would all check in with you that you're okay to carry on, to be pushed forward. I'm not going to ask you that question because the answer is fucking yes. Otherwise, your character doesn't exist anymore. So, actually, I don't really fancy this. I'm fucking getting out of it. So yeah, after the brief recess, Prince Edmund steps forward again to that middle of the semicircle and says, "So, if we have all shared the information we are happy to share and discuss between ourselves, you have all heard enough now to know this cannot be ignored. The King's Guard proposes a solution." He will then go into detail on it. I haven't written out a script for that, but essentially an intra-faction investigation group to be formed. Each party have an equal weight to ensure that no party is given more favour than the others. The investigation group will be funded, supplied and sanctioned in secret by the King's Guard. As long as secrecy is maintained, the funding and supplies will continue to be forwarded by the King's Guard. Each of you have chosen your own operatives, and they are here today as they go around and nominate and would go through. We won't do it in person, but you would go through and it'd be like from the mercantile, and it'll be like Zilna, you would have to stand up and introduce yourself. So each of you would hear each of you say your own names, unless you really want to do that. We can say that you guys would be like, cool, here are each of your representatives. And that to ensure that the investigation stays on track, Thorn Varric will be the King's Guard representative to be part of this interfaction group. Thorn is there to be the eyes and the ears of the Kingsguard to ensure that the funding and supplies that have been provided are being used towards the investigation of the Talons and the Cult of the Dragon. The mandate of this investigation group is to investigate the Talons of Ram, investigate the Cult of the Dragon, and determine any connection between them or any ill will they have to the people of Ashling. He means specifically the king and the people of Regan as well. And I thought you'd know that. And he would end by saying, if either faction threatens the crown, the truth will be brought into the light and will be taken to the king. But he reminds you that this investigation in the south could be seen as treason, and that it reminds you again that this meeting never occurred, and everything that has been discussed here is of top secret nature. After each of you have been announced at the party, so you all know each other, Zilna stands up, introduces himself as Mercantile Envoy. Gimbar goes around, Willow, Merrin, Peril, and then Thorn, introduced by the prince himself. A vote will then go around, asking each of them to vote on whether they agree with this proposal, the creation of this investigation group, and that this group will reconvene on information being gathered to decide what happens next. And as they go around, all of your mentors vote in favour for your individual factions. Some of you kind of blended between faction and group of people, like the really Merrin's there on the vote of the forest, as well as the druids, as well as being a watcher. Again, Borin and Gimbar are there as watchers, but also with dwarves. So there's a bit of duality in it, but each of your mentors obviously votes to pass for this, and therefore put you all forward to be part of this group, and that mission is passed. So on the 10-year anniversary, to almost the day, a intra-faction investigation group is set up to find out what the Talons of Ram, the Cult of the Dragon, are doing, and whether there's any connection, and do they bear any ill will to the people or the crown of Great Ashling. Once all the votes have gone round and the hands are raised, Prince Edmund says, then it is decided. Your first destination is Butte Springs. You will speak to Christopher Silverbrook to investigate the report that he has raised. When speaking to Christopher Silverbrook and the people of Butte Springs, you need to confirm whether Talon troops move within the Cult of the Dragon, investigate the cult activity in the area, locate the suspected coastal base, if it does exist, where it exists, and recover any records or witnesses that can prove any of the above facts. This investigation begins quietly. If you fail, there will be no rescue. If you succeed, you may change history. Do not underestimate the power you have in your hands now, as he looks around each and every one of you.
I look around, feeling once again like I'm out of place. Imposter syndrome is striking hard.
There's a swear. It feels like you've accidentally walked into a meeting room, and then all of a sudden it's like, you have the power to change the world. And you're like, what the fuck? I didn't sign up for this shit. But yeah, as you look around, and it should feel probably a little bit like that, depending on each of your individual not motives, personalities.
I'm very enthusiastic.
That is.
I feel very out of depth.
The information that's been given. Essentially, your mentor signed you up for this thing, and the lead out from the prince is very grand. The investigation is for you to go out there. If you fail, there's no rescue. You guys are working together. You don't know each other. You're being thrown together. If you doesn't go well, essentially you're being cut off. It doesn't exist. But if it goes well, you could change the world.
I have a question.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it should go directly to the prince or to Brand.
You can
Brand,
go
to
to
be honest.
first. Yep.
In that, if the mission is to go and speak to Christopher, but the whole mission is that we have to remain secret, does he know that there is a group of people coming to ask those questions, or are we just having to, like, what is our ruse for asking questions? Surely people will become suspicious quite quickly.
Yeah. Well, you'll have Fawn with you.
Okay.
So yeah, as Brant was like, Thorn is there as a representative of the Kingsguard, so you can follow up with that way. But essentially, your job is to investigate however way you can. If you can be useful to find out information, you are not under the banner of anything. You are 6 people from different factions who can pull on your individual factions to get your objectives. Confirm Talon troop movements with confirm Talon and the cult are working together or not working together, where their movements are. If they have a base, where the hell is the base? What are the cult doing and what's their activity? Records and witnesses. However you can get that.
I think it's just because Christopher provided a report, so
Yes,
I wasn't sure if he.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you can follow up with Thorn on that one, but essentially, yeah, you're being sent out there to use all of your guile between what each of your faction has to offer to achieve those objectives. You're not being given a writ. You're not being given an investigation badge with a paw patrol, a paw print on it. Sorry. To
There's a real shame.
There's a burn. Yeah, you're just being sent out to achieve that objective by whichever means you can. If you went in there and were like, no, I'm part of this secret force, they'd be like, bullshit. Who's going to believe that all these factions are being pulled together and being paid for?
Mm-hmm. I am quite charismatic, so potentially.
You might be able to. Nice. And kind of the prince ends it there as he, as the guards start collecting up all the documents. All the documents are cleared from the desks. Everything that was taken is gone. They already are kind of like, you can see, getting ready to bundle it and burn it. Everything that was used within this room is going to be completely destroyed. And as you see the council kind of disperse, you are left. You can kind of feel it in the air. It was a meeting to decide. Not a threat. It wasn't like, let's call an army. This was just like, let's investigate what's going on. This is the starting of something that could be nothing or could be something completely huge, and no one really has a full scope of what's going on. But as you see, like, the paperwork being cleared away, the envoys being cleared, the prince and Thorn, he'll come together one last time as he says to you, Thorn, he's like, remember, Thorn, you are my eyes and my ears. I trust you implicitly. Act with the king's best interest. And remember, if the Talons move against the king, we will move against the Talons.
I just put my hand on his shoulder and nod.
Yeah, and he like gives you a clasp, gives you a nod, and then he shoots out with the guards, goes to get on the guard force, and leaves you in charge. I mean, above table, rightly or wrongly, I actually accidentally have to leave you in charge of the purse for this mission as well. So he leaves you with all the resources. You are the envoy. You are in charge of ensuring the supplies, the gear, everything that's been that's going to be needed is.
How much money do I have?
I haven't decided. I'll drip feed it when you need it.
I'm going to just put it in my inventory now.
No, you can't. Just got to make sure you turn up to the first thing first. You are there to make sure that you've got a carriage, horses. Well, there will be a carriage and horse left behind. All the provisions for that time. But yeah, essentially, expenses paid by the Kingsguard as everybody disperses and leaves. Nice. So, you all are kind of cleared out. Those of you with mentors, have mentors around, but as the Kingsguard leave, you are kind of all left as the 6 of you with some of your mentors kind of floating and catching up with each other to eyeball each other for the first time, to work out who each of you are, to realise that these are the people you're going to spend at least some time with, the differences between you, dwarfs, half-elves, drow, full elves, humans, a gnome, who a lot of you probably wouldn't have really had sight or worked with a gnome before. They tend to stick to Bryn as you're kind of thrown.
Does the gnome have his robot dog?
Yeah, Willow wants to go and see the dog.
I don't... I mean, up to you, Zilna, whether you would have not had it with you in the meeting.
Not at the moment.
But you will before you leave.
Yes.
In the back of the room, dragging a tires across the floor.
Nice. Oof, little burp. So you are set, Thorn. You know that the carriage is there, the goods are there, the provisions would have already been sorted beforehand for a group of 6 to last on this journey up to Butte Springs. You are shared a map of Butte Springs to understand what's going there. For those of you that haven't been there before, you've just been through there, Zilna. You know it's not a huge place, dominated by a port, mainly. It's the largest building by far that was in there. So there's a port that makes up the centre, right on the the coast, and it sits in this little alcove where the Diamond Mountains is on the west and the Butte Springs is on the east. There is a keep up on the hill, which is an old keep that was used as like a defensive position many years ago, and then there's a few houses and stuff in there, temple, mill. There's a ruined old pub that used to be a really nice pub up on the hill, but something terrible happened to it where it burnt down after a wedding many years ago. It's never been restored. But this is the area you're going to. For those of you that haven't been to Butte Springs before, you have the map of the area you're aiming for, and you know that that within the port district or the keep that Christopher Silverrook will reside, and he is your man to go and contact. So you have a day to kind of say goodbye to your mentors, to pack your stuff. Those of you that haven't already packed, come at Allhearth. And then you're going to be on the wagon on the road north.
Are the Diamond Mountains visible from Butte Springs?
Yes. Yeah, the cove itself is... where's Butte Springs? The cove itself isn't that big. It is like an inlet that turns into like a circle. So yeah, the Diamond Mountains are across this kind of like expanse, but definitely...
I just wonder how wide that cove was.
You would not want to swim it. It would probably there would be like ferry boats and like taxi boats that would go across if they need to. You'd take a boat and it would take probably
and
an hour or
sharks.
so.
There'll be sharks.
So many sharks. So many sharks. But yeah, Butte Springs itself is small. Mainly trading town. All of the stuff goes through the port and it all gets loaded up and sent out. It deals with trade only, and the people around there all are invested in that port area. But there was a bit of time. So we will roll kind of forward. Overnight, you all are called back to leave from this carriage, from this wagon that's been provided, as you kind of all report for duty the next day and embark on this journey from Allhearth up towards Butte Springs. The journey, even on horseback, with the carriage, so you don't have to walk, it's still going to take you a couple of days, much quicker than the walk you took from the Diamond Mountains, and you will kind of be on a path that takes you towards Picklands. You'll be going out northeast before you kind of whip around to Butte Springs, versus going up the left side of the river to the Diamond Mountains. So it's a slightly longer route, but safer than going up to Diamond Mountains and getting the boat across. So you have a bit of time together. So as you guys all head out, you're all bundled onto this ship and heading north. I don't know if there was any time you want to spend just sharing some bits with each other or introducing yourself to each other before you make the journey. You've got 2 days with each other before you head up to Butte Springs.
I was going to say, on the night before we head out is when I will build my dog as kind of like a I'll just get him created the night before.
Okay, that's cool. So you spend the time the night before, as again, Ugat sets you up with everything you've got there, and you spend that time. Where everyone else is spending time prepping up, you're packed, you're already ready. You barely unpacked from getting here. You can spend a good amount of time getting your robot body built.
Do you introduce him to the group, and does he have a name?
I will when we meet in the morning.
Okay. May I just check?
Fine, be like that.
I know. I know that Thorn is kind of reporting back for the prince.
Yep.
With our mentors, was there any discussion about how we feed back on our own? Obviously, for the Brotherhood, it's a little bit different. But how we feed back to them, or when we will reconvene on our own individual missions. That wasn't discussed.
Well, individual missions is for individual missions' sake. Your remit as a party is to go out, investigate, get answers to those objectives, come back, and you will reconvene a meeting of the mentors.
Okay, so they'll be there when we get back.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. There is no again. To keep this mission as secret as possible, there is no constant updates. Thorn is the link to the Kingsguard. You all have links to your individual mentors, but the idea is when you have enough information, you get back, you call a meeting in Allhearth, you wait 3 or 4 days for everyone to travel in, you reconvene a council meeting kind of to do that. That is all you've been given. It's like, you are now gone dark. You are a silent source that has been sent north. If you never come back, they assume something bad's happened and they make another plan. But yeah, there's no like, you need to keep in touch, you need to ring home every day.
That is a shame. Thank you.
It is a shame.
Almost like someone specifically didn't want to give out sending stones.
It's a magic item, innit?
I'm just. Hiya, Brent. I'm just on this secret mission.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. Cool. So yeah, next day you come down. Thorn, you are there. You've got the guard force. You've got the guard force. You've got the wagon set up. The rest of the guards are left. You've got the provisions have all been delivered in. You have an undetermined amount of money that I will decide to put in your coin purse for supplies and keeping this low-key investigation running. You are there
Give
to
me all the money.
You are there to keep a low-key.
We're not having
lots of
another
money, not
campaign
lavish.
of a Weaver loot goblin, are we?
I hope not, but all I can do is hope. All we have is hope.
Weaver's the leader this time.
I accidentally.
Shocking, isn't it?
Sometimes, see, this is how you know I stick to story, because if I had worked out before this, some decisions would be made differently. But no, he is there. So as the rest of you turn up one by one in the morning, Thorn is there, punctual, ready, waiting, tapping the wristwatch, waiting for the rest of you to arrive. So yeah, I think it'd be good for you guys to introduce yourself to each other at least as you turn up one by one in the morning. So choices is yours. Who would be there second?
I would probably be up early.
I would be up early
and
as well.
Stock in the bar, won't I?
Excited,
That kind of
but
stuff.
maybe I couldn't sleep because of fear, but also excitement, like Kid on Christmas.
Nice. So yeah, you rock up. Well, you can probably rock up if you want to at roughly the same time as you come round to the front of this big open courtyard area where there is clearly the visage of big strong Thorn and his wagon awaiting you all to turn up.
Thorn being the gentleman he is, and also is the only languages he speaks are common Dwarvish and Elvish. He'll greet the dwarf and the elf in their own languages.
Nice.
This is where you find out the elf can't speak Elvish.
Please tell me. Is that a thing?
No, the elf can speak Elvish, don't worry.
Serious character, Dan.
But I was considering not to for backstory reasons.
Jesus. Cool. So who's...
I respond in common because he's human and it just makes sense. If he's doing that to me, I'll do that to him. As a
I'd
courtesy.
respond in Dwarvish. Sort of half surprised that he speaks Dwarvish.
I'll say to the dwarf that I fought with his people many years ago in a few battles, and they were hardy people. But where's his
There we
axe? And I pat my axe.
That's a grand axe, yes. I like to use my fists.
I look at his fists, and they're quite small.
Oh, well, dwarven fists actually are like...
No,
Yeah, they're
I've got
pretty...
big fists.
Yeah. It's like that weird...
Big fists for a dwarf? I say big fists for a dwarf.
Yeah, big fists. You see, you assume they're not like proportional to his body. His fists are... They got big feet, big hands.
Leave it there.
I'll also tell him
We'll
that I look
pause for a
forward
second.
to seeing him put them to work.
Uh-huh.
And I turn to the elf and I say, I already know you can cast magic.
And I respond. I gesture to my rapier.
Yeah, you would see that he does have quite a nice, and you'd have an eye for a decent blade, Thorn. That's a well-made blade. Doesn't look like it's been used a lot, but that is a very well-made blade at least.
Let's see how well you can use it.
And then I'll say, I mean, it's not quite an axe, but it does the job.
Who would be
While these guys are all chatting, I'm just going to stroll up and just say morning.
Big Alan?
And I just stand there and wait with them. Yeah, big hat on. Just like,
I hold my hand out to shake his hand, but my palms are sweaty.
I take your hand anyway and shake it and say, Peril.
Merrin.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And I say that in Elvish.
I reply in Elvish. Do you know what? I don't. I just nod.
I will come down With a slight strut, I would say. Confidence. Good morning, all. Nice to see you all again.
Morning.
Morning.
Where's the little gnome? Want to meet that dog of his?
You don't know he's got a dog.
They don't even know about.
Oh, damn it.
Dog? What dog?
No, she was speaking to her god, and her god told her.
Yeah, I was speaking to my god last night. It's why I'm a little late this morning. I was actually speaking to my god this morning.
Surely she's been spying on the gnome, so that's breaking her oath.
No?
And straight away, we've got an oathbreaker.
No, this morning, the reason that I am late is because I was doing a little prayer, preparing myself for what we're about to do.
Yes. Yeah, as you hear
Take
that.
long,
If you don't mind me asking, who is the god you follow?
Well, all gods, one light, but my god in particular is Morgana. And you, are you a man of faith?
I gesture to my rapier.
Beautiful. May I? And I go closer to look. Not like to rob it. I just mean I like lean in a little closer to look at it.
Oathbreaker.
Is that his rapier? It wouldn't happen to be a giant killing rapier, would it?
No. As she goes to reach for it, I cast Misty Step.
Oh no, not I wasn't reaching for it. I meant like lean in to look at it closer because you've gestured to it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not
fine
trying
then.
to
I won't
pinch
cast Misty Step.
Use your spell.
Um,
Use them now, definitely.
What do I see on the thing? On the rapier? Can I tell what it is?
What's your blade look
I
like?
don't know. What's Herb's thoughts on it?
I can roll if you want for a religion or something.
Yeah, roll for a religion.
14.
14. You, the blade is very ornately designed. It looks like a dress sword, like a ceremonial sword, but it has you can see from the sharpness of the blade. It's definitely not dull. It just doesn't look like it's seen a lot of action. You would notice some markings of a god that you don't know a lot about, but you've heard of, which is a god called Illustri, which is a drow god. It's like a drow god of sword dancing and fighting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what did you say it was? Illustri?
Illustri is the god's name, but whether that's just the design of the blade or not, you don't know. But it's it's a very ornately designed, caretaken in. This is a very cared for, well designed blade. It's not just off the shelf.
Herb, I do have a question about the blade because we didn't discuss this before. Does it also have a symbol on it of a spider with a dagger?
Yeah, that's there.
It does. Okay, count.
So as I kind of recall what I think it is, I just say, is that Illustri?
I see you. Your knowledge doesn't fail you.
I'll again interject here and say, has that thing ever drawn blood, lad? Because it will where we're going.
I'm just here to support. I know how to use it, in theory.
And we're here to support you. Sorry.
As I noticed
Thank you,
Willow, sort of looking down at the rapier, I say to her, "What's up with your eyes?"
It takes a minute for her to realise what he means. You just got to her, like, what's wrong with your eye?
Yeah, well, I've got like my -1 charisma, so I'm very blunt. And
Oh, okay, great. I have
don't
something
we
called
think?
heterochromia. It just means that they're two different colours. So one is green and one's slightly blue.
Interesting. Never seen that before. Nice to meet you.
Yes, you too. Sorry.
Gimba.
Hey,
Gimba. Nice to meet you, Gimba.
As you hear
I was there.
a strange mechanical just a titter-tattering. As
I will say, what witchcraft is that thing?
as yeah, describe.
No bit.
Called a gnome.
Azilna, yeah, comes round, almost surprises you as you're talking. But it's that sound of the like metal feet tapping the floor to a rhythm, which is a little bit odd. It's just caused you to turn around as yes, sat is Azilna, goggles on his head, and this little. Please describe.
Nice not to be the smallest one here for once.
What do we see?
What in terms of the dog?
Yep.
So okay, it's like mainly silver. It's very much like a miniature Doberman. Because bear in mind, it's actually smaller than me, and I'm fucking tiny anyway. So it really is a really mini Doberman.
Yeah.
But yeah, like silvery and some bronze metally parts. It's kind of that's what you see.
Oh my
Just trotting
goodness.
alongside.
What on earth is that?
Oh,
Hermione.
one of my best designs.
Wow. Have you named it?
Yes, his name is Rufus.
Oh, Rufus. Is he sentient?
No, it's not. It's just a mechanical companion. You know, it's just reminds me of the old days.
I slowly grip my axe a little bit tighter in case I have to put this thing down.
It's an abomination. You wonder why.
What was the dog called again?
Rufus.
I said that in character.
It's a very small robot dog.
Very, very tiny dog.
So he doesn't have feelings or anything, he's just a little machine. Out of character.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's mechanical.
So he's not going to wag his tail if I go up to him in character.
You're not going to get an emotional connection from it, basically.
You
Okay.
might accidentally
I just need
Did you ever have an emotional connection to a Furby? Or a Tamagotchi?
What do you think the answer
You're
is?
probably asking the wrong person.
So you 100% could end up with an emotional connection to this robot dog. Were you never sure? Is it sentient or is it not?
Oh my god, Toy Story was my favourite. Anyway.
Okay. You're going to, this robot dog is 100% going to be your best friend.
That's really, really cool,
It also
Zilna.
cannot poop on anyone because it's a robot.
I'm not interested.
You can leak oil on people.
Oh, God.
What a fascinating creation. Do you make these sort of things often?
I dabble.
Cool.
Can you
Right.
create communication devices?
No.
Can we
And we
all
all
have
get
a
on the
dog?
car. Everyone gets on the car.
Right.
Stop talking now.
Everybody in the carriage. The day's wasting.
Yeah. As
I ask Thorn for like a leg up.
I pick him up by the back of his shirt.
Yeah.
Like, you know when a mother cat picks up a baby cat by the neck? And put it in the carriage.
Don't toss it off.
Thanks.
Wait, you're picking him up with your teeth?
No. I look at the gnome and say, you two?
Yes, please.
I would like to advise that Merrin gets onto the carriage very dignified, like.
Nice. He's an elegant boy. He's a sweet prince. Nice. But yeah, you all hop aboard, and the carriage is like, actually I would barely say it's a carriage. It's like an open top wagon more than a carriage. There is seats inside, but it's like a multi-purpose carriage. This thing is paid for by the King's Guard, but is made to look as inconspicuous as possible. You guys are just travelers on a multi-purpose car. Thorn is steering the way. This is not lavish at all. This is not being led by... Although it's been like a no expense spared, it's like you are just... Could be anyone traveling like...
I'm sure we look very inconspicuous with a drow, a big ginger dwarf, a massive wizard hat, paladin in bright armour, and a robot dog.
As
Is the dog sitting on
inconspicuous
Willow's
as
knee?
could be.
I'd have to ask permission.
Consent?
Maybe if Zilna needs to stretch his little legs, I could look after the dog while he's doing that.
As you carry on your journey, you can do whatever you want with the damn dog. And you got
Zilna probably uses it as a footstool.
Use them as a footstool now. You've got 2 days, so you can do whatever you want. As you converse, share whatever you want to, don't share whatever you want to. Thorn, you lead the guys up. You make camp halfway up. The Talons, you've only really seen them, the route you're taking on the the northeastern side up towards Pickland and then across. The Talons haven't been seen really up here, so your chances of bumping into them, you feel fairly safe. There are stop points where you can find midway points. There's on the road on the main trade routes, about 8 hours travel by horse from Allhearth. There's always within 6 to 10 hours. There's always stop points. These one-off little inns that have stables that have a big, usually pots brewing of either their own beers or their own soups, where they take in travellers. You stay overnight, you pay a fee just to stay overnight, your horses get sorted, and then you're on your road again. So you find one of these, stop off on it on the way, and then head your way up north on the second day. On the second day, from this little stop-off point up past Pickland up towards Butte Springs, it's a bit hilly. The Diamond Mountains range is mainly on the west side, but on the east side there is enough hills here. That Butte Springs sits on a kind of a cliff, and you roll through these hills as you're passing through. And the weather, as you get closer towards Butte Springs, gets colder, gets darker, and gets a rain starts, and you can feel like a storm is. You're making your way towards a storm rather than away from a storm, which is not great. You pull the tarp up over to give yourself some cover from the weather, but it's not a nice journey. You're going into the cold, into the wet. It's March time when we're starting. Austere is the start of spring, so you're at the point where the days are starting to get longer, but you only have 8-ish hours of sunlight. So on this second journey, second day's journey, as you're traveling through, you start to come towards Butte Springs as a storm is hitting. You can hear the sound of thunder roaring as the rain is starting to batten down. The sunlight is almost left you completely as you are traveling through the dark. Can you all give me perception checks, please?
That one.
12.
16.
16, nice.
Natural 20 plus 3.
6.
Nice. Thorn, you are riding the carriage. You are leading the way as you're driving. Probably got the shittest job at the moment, actually, into the rain and into the storm. As you can't see Butte Springs where you are. It's dark now, so you're essentially looking for any light off in the distance. To note that you're getting closer towards the town. You know it can't be far now. You're within an hour. So over one of these hills, you're going to find the way. As you're passing one of these hills, you start to see a glow. You see the glow of a light, which means, you think you get close. And then you just pick up faintly through the smell of the rain, through the smell of the storm, and an ashen smell. A burn smell, like a fire, but a fire that must be close or big.
I slow the cart.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Harold, you, with a natural 20, hear through the thunder the sound of a roar, a sound, a guttural scream, a big animal's cry. Not something you've necessarily heard before, but whatever it is, it's within the sound of the sound of the storm, within the sound of the thunder. You can hear there's the cry of a beast within there as well, and a big one at that. As you kind of feel that Thorn starting to slow the carriage down. The rest of you would feel the pace of the carriage slow slightly as you hear the thunder and the lightning kick up. But yeah, Peril, you're like that. You heard a creature. Up to you if you should.
I'll stand up and I'll look into the distance and I'll say to everyone, there is something very big ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear it on the storm. You
Peril,
might want to be cautious, but get ready.
I sort of crane my neck like a meerkat, and try not to look as scared as I feel inside.
I want to turn around briefly and just say to everyone, get your weapons ready. That means you with the fancy rapier.
Nice. The rest of you that rolled, like you are just looking out into a storm. You can kind of see the glow that Thorn's talking about, but you can't hear. You're just hearing the sounds of thunder, of lightning crackling off as you kind of crest one of these hills. And Thorn, as you come to, you knew you were close. You crest this last hill and come over the top. As you look down towards Butte Springs, the entryway, the roadway that passes into the south part of the city, you can see there are buildings on fire.
We'll push ahead.
Of course, you rush in as you kind of pull the cart down along the road, getting towards you, all out looking towards what is there. Very obvious to everyone now as the thunder.
As a throwback to another campaign, can I speed up and run someone over?
You can indeed speed up if you want to. But yeah, you can speed up if you want to get in. As you get slightly closer, you start to hear this over the sounds of the storm, the sounds of the city, the sounds of screaming, the sounds of panic from inside. As you get about 20, no, more than that, as you get to about between 50 and 100 feet, you can see there is movement between people in the dark. There is no other light here. It's nighttime now, it's dark. The light of the fires on the buildings is all that is lighting here, and you're seeing shadows of people moving across. As you get the cart within about 50 foot, you see running out to the middle of the street what looks to be two, for you looking at it, Thorn, looks like children, 2-3 children, maybe 2 children on the floor, and then a woman that runs out, and then coming out behind you see with a pitchfork someone just swinging backwards as these figures kind of loom out towards them.
I will stop the cart and jump off and charge over, because if it looks like children are being attacked, I'm going to put myself in between them.
Cool. So you jump off and you start making this distance towards them. What's everyone else doing?
I will follow.
Cool.
Very quickly behind.
Can I see what's going on from where I am?
Yeah, you can see, as imagined, you look out between like the gateway. There's not even a gate into Butte Springs. It's just like houses start appearing. You can just see there's bits of fire that have started, and then in the middle of the street, kind of backlit by one of the roofs on fire, you see someone just swinging a pitchfork like backwards and forwards, and behind this person, you see a figure, and then smaller figures on the floor who are cowering behind the bigger figure. It looks like an adult and children, or 2 adults and 3 children.
Or 2 children and 3 children in a waistcoat, in a trench coat.
Potentially. Either way, it doesn't look good.
I like when someone's scared of bungee jumping.
Yep.
I'm going to close my eyes and jump off the cart and follow them.
Nice. Roll dexterity savings for you. You jumped with your eyes. No, I'm joking.
Can I do it with acrobatics?
You're not going to fall off the cart, it's fine. Sweet. So yeah, some of you jump, you see Thorn jump straight off and just starts charging forward. Willow, you see that happening, you want to move forward. You can now hear the screams of panic of people, and now you're seeing something in front of you, but you can't quite make out the attackers from this distance, and the backlit of them, they're like in dark. Can you roll initiative for me, please?
Can I do a rallying cry?
You can
to give 2 people inspiration that don't get it as humans.
Yep.
So, does anyone not have it? I would like inspiration.
I don't know this character sheet well enough. Do I just get it for being human?
Yeah, you get it in the morning. Heroic inspiration. Ben, do you have it on yours?
No, I don't.
Okay, you can have it.
Thank you.
I also get heroic inspiration whenever I finish a long rest because I'm technically human. As far as the D&D rules are
Yeah,
concerned.
that's the same as mine. Reese Hayward, who wants it?
Reece, you can take it.
I don't mind. If
It's
it's
just
Okay.
advantage.
You
to
take
have,
it.
It's free advantage.
You've got heroic inspiration then.
cool. Thank you.
Sweet. All roll initiative for me, please.
Oh my god. You actually killed me.
1.
I've rolled 3 dice today and every single roll has been a 4.
I also have a 4 for inspiration, for Initiative.
Oh, who wants to go first?
Well, my initiative is actually 7. But I've rolled a 4 on it. Yeah, plus 4.
I mean, mine's 19, so I guess I'm probably going
Okay,
first.
yeah, let's give it from the top. Yeah, so 25 to 20. No one. 20 to 20 to 15?
19.
16.
16. Marin. Oh, go on, wizards. Peril, 15 to 10.
At 13.
13. 10 to 5.
9.
Zona, 9. Gimba. And then 4. Was that for Thorn?
Yep.
Nice. I love it. It's like, let's go. And then you just get overtaken by everyone. Oh, shit. Nice.
Well, I am old, so.
You are. Yeah, true. But that doesn't mean anything. Just because you're an old boy. You all charge off to see. You are just off the screen here to the right hand side where my little finger is where you guys are going to enter. You see backlit as there's fire across some of the buildings here. The human that is out swinging his pitchfork. As you see the creatures peering from the building at the south here in the top are smaller creatures. You see a bunch of kobolds come out with little daggers as they start chasing their way, or not chasing their way, they're like herding towards with their spears out towards this guy who's like swinging to try and keep them at bay. There are 8 kobolds that drop out here.
Are they shouting anything?
You can't hear from where you are now, but they seem to be taunting at least these people as you get close, the way he's swinging.
Saying kobolds, I just shout, fucking kobolds!
Hey!
Wow, this is how the racism in the last campaign felt.
This is what happens when you spend a whole campaign shitting on the dwarves. Alright? I have to get you back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice.
Oh, is this a nice time to introduce our all custom-made miniatures?
So, Merrin, you will be up first.
Question.
Yeah.
Why on this view are our pictures all different sizes?
Yeah, I don't know. I need to work that out.
A hat in all its glory.
Before I move, I'm waiting for you to show the camera
Show
the
Merrin.
majesty that is Merrin.
He is the sweet little prince.
Oh, look at him.
Nice. So yeah, as you arrive on scene, we'll say that you took your last action dashing, so you all make up the distance, and you appear here for the first round. Give me 1 second. I just need to close that window. Fucking freezing. Oh. I got a chill in my bones. So, Merrin, yeah, you are up. As you enter in, you rush ahead very dexterously, get yourself ahead of everybody else, and arrive first. Oh, is this because I was supposed to push this one? Oh, that's why I pushed one button.
For my
First
action,
action.
I'm going to activate Blade Song as a bonus action,
Nice. Blade Singer activated.
which gives me a 40-foot movement, which might mean that I can actually get in and help. It does. I should be able to get to the one near the shed at the top.
Yeah, 40 foot, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You can get right here. As Merrin, you dance straight in. And alongside, you can see that, yes, there is a human male, a human female who's holding a child, and then 2 smaller children who are carrying behind presumably their mother.
What's going on?
As you can see, the guy is swinging. So, get back, you bastards, get back! You can see that the guy is bleeding heavily. He is taken some hits from her, and the woman, as she is carrying, she sees and immediately goes to dodge, seeing your face and that you are stepping in front of the kobold, realizes you're there to help, and she says, "Please help us! We need to get to the keep! Just these kobolds, please, anything!" As you can see, she's holding and trying to step back as these little kobolds are coming forward, like, "Hey, come on!" Hey, what's up, boys?
Can I? Okay. Can I hold an action?
Yeah.
I want to hold a green flame blade,
Yes.
and I want it to activate should any of the kobolds come within 5 foot of me, like move. I know one's already in 5
Yeah,
foot.
the same one's already.
Come within 5 foot.
So
of me.
another one steps towards you. Okay.
And I'm going to say to them, yeah, basically. Or indeed, if the one next to me goes, like, looks like it's going to attack me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that is the same thing. Just basically, if they look aggressive towards me.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You can. You can either have it that another one moves, so you've got 2 within 5 foot of you, or you can have it that you get attacked. So you're holding essentially a defensive stance to be like, you attack me, I attack you. So it's either you attack me, I attack you, or 2 people within 5 foot of you.
If there's if 2 of the kobolds are within 5 foot, let's go with that. Also, I want to say, stop! What? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, the kobold in front of you goes, "Oi, give me that sword."
And that'll be my turn.
Peril. Peril. It's weird calling you Peril. It's bad.
It's just what we're feeling every time we get in a
know.
fight.
Peril. You are up. So yeah, with your dashing to get in, we'll say you get to here. Oh, which is just off screen.
Okay. Can I use? Whoa!
Whoa.
I'm gonna lead up to that. I need like a couple of levels. I think I've only got 5-volt. But funny enough, that's exactly what I'm going to use. Can I firebolt the one on the second one in on the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
And
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Sweet. What's your range on fireball? 60.
120 feet.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh, I just knocked the roof off. We're raising the roof, baby. Yeah. Easy.
Cool. That is. Oh no, that's not coming up. What's it? Oh, 22 to hit.
Yeah. 22. Easily hits.
Oh, that's 3 damage.
3 damage. Does immediately bloody them, but doesn't kill them. Cool. We'll go down. I'm going to do it this way. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. 4.
That will be my go.
Stay where you are.
Yes, I will. I'll stay at the back.
Cool. So you stand back. Firebolt goes off. As up next is 2. Willow's up next, and then it's a bunch of kobolds.
Okay.
Willow enters the battlefield.
Thank you so much. Oh,
the
look
size
at
of
me.
that sword. It's so
So
ridiculous.
cute. It's not as important. So yeah, I'll go as close as I can.
What's your full movement?
30. 30.
So 30 will get you alongside. So which side do you want to come down? This side or this side? But you'll only get to like here. Like,
Yeah,
40.
that's fine. The other side.
So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, get you alongside the kids.
Cool. I'll look down to them and I'll say, "It's okay. You're going to be safe. We're here now." And then I'm a little bit far out, but for the middle kobold, I'm going.
You might have been here. You see one of
No,
them is like
one that hasn't been hit in the middle.
Yep.
I will do a sacred flame, so it's a dex save.
Oh, yeah.
Save is 13.
Oh, here we go. Right. I've got to
They're
set
probably dex,
this
I'm
campaign
sure.
well by rolling a dice. Which one is going to let me down? Oh, that's not bad. 16. I would have 14.
Okay, that's a save. So I don't think anything happens.
Come on, bundle dice out. Okay, nice. That you go?
Mhm.
Cool. So, up next are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. First 4 kobolds. So the first one is going to take a stabbing dagger attack at you, Mirren. Doesn't have that, so that's fine. That's only a 9 to hit as he
Miss.
misses. That's his go. Second one is going to step up, which will trigger your ready action.
Hey, booming blade, bitches. Let's
Boom
go.
in
I
blade.
thought it was green flame.
It was
Oh
green.
yeah, sorry, green flame. Yeah.
Yeah, fireball, baby. Wait, what?
That's an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. Green fire to leap from the target. So it's weapons, attacks, normal effects, and then green fire leaps to another one.
Yep.
Cool. So for the
It
one
gets much better at level 5.
one I attacks, that's 7 points of piercing
7 points of piercing.
and 3 flame on the other one within 5 foot.
3
It doesn't have to be
flame.
within 5 foot, I don't think, but I know. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
7 is enough to kill the first one as the first slice. The rapier, the fresh rapier. Has it done damage? Has it taken blood? It fucking well has now as the one kobold straight through, almost sliced into his as it goes down as its friend looks towards you and loses its resolve a little bit as it hits with the green flame blade. It's its go, but it loses its advantage for pack tactics because its mate has just been killed. So it will roll standard as it tries to defend against you. I did roll a natural 20. Yeah, boy! He steadied himself as the second one is going to stab you after it got you. It does a massive... Oh, I rolled good as well. That's 10 points of piercing damage. Max damage
I'm
with a
bloodied.
dagger. Nice. As this one gets you with the second one. The other 2 are going to, as expected, charge forward and go for the man swinging the pitchfork who is already damaged. First one is going to roll the attack. 15 is going to hit. This guy only had 2 HP. As you see, the first kobold steps up, stabs the guy that's swinging the pitchfork as 2 of them go for him. It's like daggers on sticks. Stabs in and kills the guy here as the woman's like, no! As she reaches down and grabs his pitchfork and arms herself to start swinging away. As the second one then can move forward over the dead man's body and is going to take an attack at the woman. The commoner, he rolls a natural 1. Up next is my mother, who is named Linda. She has 8 hit points and no husband.
Sounds very familiar to some bagpipes.
It does. It's almost like it's the same word. She gets a +2 to hit on this. Well, she does hit. She rolled a 9. Nice. 26%. Oh, nice. Sweet. So you see, she has a baby in one hand, this pitchfork in another. She kind of gets it up over like a trident over her shoulder and just stabs down straight into the kobold that attacked, or not the kobold that killed her husband, but the one next to her that went for her, which is actually 1, 2, 4 is not the one that was hit before, unfortunately. Oh no, it was. Sweet. So she kills this one. Pitchfork in. Go on, Linda. As she pitchfork up, baby in hand, straight down, stabs in and kills.
One-handed
one of the
pitchfork
kobolds.
strats. I
One-handed.
love it.
Jeez. She don't mess with the mother defending her bubbas. Fall short. 2 kobolds are down. Gimba. In case you don't know what a Gimba is, it's bright fucking yellow.
I guess I'm quite far out.
You
so
are quite far out.
I'll-
30 foot gets you where Willow is.
I'll bonus action Step of the Wind.
Nice. As far
And
as
I
I
will
get.
go for the lowest kobold.
Boy.
Yeah, that one there.
How far should fall?
I'll run in. That's 40, it's doubled, so it'll be 80 feet.
Oh, nice. Fucking hell, yeah.
I will come in with a flying kick, otherwise
Yep.
known as a cantonar kick,
Don't you do
and attack that one.
that. Don't you do that. Let it die.
The second reference to that campaign.
I know.
That's 23 to hit.
23 hits, funny enough.
It's 8 damage.
8 damage is enough. You can now kick this kobold into next week. It is dead. Destroy. As it sees you just flying through the air, it's like, oh, fuck.
I like to think that its foot just like went straight through its chest.
Ooh. That's gruesome.
Fucking 8 kobolds.
Knock it straight off. These
Language can bar
these
as a
go-
gesture to the children.
earmuffs.
Fuck off.
Nice. Anything else? You've got more movement. Because if you had 80, 30 gets you like here. 35, 40, 45. So you've got like 30, 25 movement left.
Yeah, I will move up in between, right next to the 2 at the top.
In between them, or just one square, like here,
In between them.
or in between them. Yeah. Nice. Give me advantage. And I thank you for it. Nice. So that is you. One of them that was going to go next.
No,
is
no,
now
not those
Ted.
2.
Oh,
I want to be like the 2 at the top on the top. Be next to them.
there.
No, I think the 1 square forward. Like literally right next to them both.
Right next to them both. I was right next to
Like,
them both.
yeah, 1 square forward from where I am now.
One that way.
Yeah. Right there.
There's so many kobolds. So
know.
little time. Okay, one of them that was going to go is dead. The other one is there. So there's 3 more to go. 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah. Cool. Which is one of the ones that's next to you. He is going to try and stab the dwarf. Why the fuck wouldn't you? You've just Cantonar kicked one of his buddies, one of his brothers, to death. He tries to stab you with a 9.
Misses.
I can see your AC is 15, that's a 9. And misses. Oh, no, I do lie. He gets advantage on it because his brother that's next to him. That's a 16.
Well, that hits.
That is 4 points of piercing damage as
I
goes
will
in for you.
use a deflect attack.
Mm-hmm.
Reduce damage by 1d10 plus 5.
So you only took 4
So that's
damage,
gonna.
so it's
And I
be
will
good.
spend a focus point to redirect that attack at the other.
Oh, you
Kobold.
make him stab his mate.
Yeah.
Is it for an amount or is it for the full amount?
Let me just. Focus point to redirect attacks force. If you do, choose creature it's within 5 feet of you.
Yep.
Melee. The creature must succeed on a DC 13 Dex saving throw, or take 2d6 plus 2 damage.
Holy shit, that's more damage than it did.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
You know, turbocharged this little spear. It rolled a 12 on its dex save.
Oh, sweet.
So roll your damage.
5-7 altogether.
7 is enough. Yeah, this guy goes, stab you, redirect, give it an extra oomph as he... No! Ah! As he realises he's just stabbed his brother, who was called Wagger. Wagger, no! I can't believe it. And he's like, Jagger, you killed me. As you killed one. Thorn, you... no, sorry, that's a lie. That was that one's go, who killed his brother.
The artificer.
It's Zilna, yeah. Zilna and Dog. We have both. As you arrive on set.
Okay, Dog is going to stay back.
Okay.
I will move forward like 15, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I am going to. Could you show how? So I guess a 10-foot square on the 2 by Merrin. That would just cover them two, wouldn't it? It wouldn't hit.
No.
Gimbar?
No.
Cool. I will cast Grease on that 10-foot square.
Nice. So yeah, and how do you cast Grease, Artificer?
How do I cast Grease?
What shoots out Grease? What do you think about it? Something shoots out Grease.
Yeah, something shoots out Grease.
From over your shoulder, Merrin and Willow, you just see a splodge of something flying through the air as it hits the ground. Oily grease underneath the kobolds.
So yeah, can I get a Dex save from them too, please?
Bravo. First one was 11. Second one was a 1.
That fails. They
fail.
both fail, so they're both not prone.
Oh. The kobolds are providing light comic relief here, like the Chuckle Brothers. Both kobolds are prone. Anything else?
Can I do anything for my bonus action? No.
No.
That's me.
That is you. Okay, and then last and by no means least, the beautiful bald bastard. As Thorn, you come stomping alongside these young whippersnappers, getting ahead of you as you pass by the dog and the wizard.
This is going to be not much of a turn. I will move 30 feet forward.
Nice. You get alongside. Next to Willow or above?
You know what? I might dash and stand
Yeah,
in front
I'd
of the
say
woman
dash.
with the pitchfork,
Yeah, nice. Cool. So you get there.
and that will be my turn.
Nice. Yeah, you do dive in front as this woman's got the pitchfork out, waiting for attack. Sees you step in front, the commanding figure that is Thorn Varric the Strong with his big axe, feeling a little safer. As we come back round to the top, Merrin, you're up. You two kobolds are prone, so if you attack them, you roll with advantage.
How are they looking?
They're a bit annoyed that they fell over. One is damaged from before with the green flame blade. The other one is fresh.
Okay, I'll go for the fresh one with
Yep.
a stabby stab. I'll go green flame blade again. With advantage, you said.
Yeah, let me just check prone.
It's 13.
Yeah, 13 hits.
Oh, perfect. That is 5 points of piercing on the full health one and 3 points of fire on the other one.
Is it environmental? Will the grease go boom?
Is what, sorry?
Is the environmental stuff like will the grease turn into fire?
It's
I'm
non-flammable.
playing
Grease.
too much
That's not a
divinity.
problem. No problem. I know.
Yeah, it does actually say in description it's non-flammable.
It gets you.
For that exact reason, I imagine.
Yeah. What was the damage, sorry? 5 and 3.
5 and 3. Yeah.
5 and 3. One that you hit with the green flame before has been hit with it again. Is on death's door. The other one is also not looking so great, as both of these kobolds are trying to get up from the grease and have been stabbed or burned. Sweet. So we are.
Do I want to do anything?
How long does the grease last for? Do we know?
It's 1 minute, and if they have to succeed again if they enter the area or end their turn there.
Okay.
So I
So
think
if anyone
they're
walks into
fine.
that area- yeah.
They're fine getting up and
Yeah.
leaving the area. I think, but
It's just if anyone else walks in those 4 squares.
yeah,
Does it also have a problem? Okay. Yeah, so
no,
stepping
I'm not
forward
doing
now
anything
would
else.
be a little bit treacherous. A little bit dangerous. Nice, Peril. You're up. You see everyone has charged forward. You are commanding from the back line. 2 of them are down. They will be harder to hit because they are blocked by your own party, but there are 2 kobolds further back who you could get line of sight on.
I will get into line of sight of the one with the backpack,
Yep.
or the brown thing on its back, and I'll hit it with a scorching ray again. Not a scorching ray, sorry, a firebolt.
Yep, nice. Give me an attack roll.
9.
9 is a miss. You just hear as the firebolt whizzes over the child's head into the building that's always on fire, adds to the flame on that one. As he turns around, the kobold is like, just like laughs. He's mocking you. Stay where you are.
Yeah, I'll sit it back.
Cool.
That's the end of my go.
Willow.
I will run straight forward to that one on its own, please.
Yep, the child's going to take an attack opportunity against you. No, I'm joking. That would be
How
funny.
dare you?
That would be funny. Child was actually a kobold in disguise.
And I'll hit my. Oh my god. Only a 7.
7. The sword so big, the kobold so small. Swing and a miss. Your target practice is normally against humanoid-sized creatures, as this kobold easily gets out of the way of the sword. Again, he just starts laughing at you.
Incredible.
It is incredible. Yeah, that's what you get now, isn't it? I love level 3. You guys are so simple. Right, first one pulls himself out of the grease, looks round, sees he is surrounded a little bit. He's not going to get out of the grease, is he? So he's going to swing at the man that keeps burning him. Merrin, this kobold is going to try and poke you. That is a 14. Misses, right?
It does, yes.
Nice. And then the second one is going to get up and is going to take an attack at Thorn. Stupidly. It's a nat 20. This kobold likes to take down the big boys. Thorn, that is 8 points of piercing damage as this little kobold looks at you and goes, "Oh, I like the big ones," and just jabs up into your gut. It's nearly dead, this kobold, but one last swing at you. As Linda is going to go next.
Can I have dex saves from them two again? Because they ended their turn there.
13. And
13 beats it.
it's the first one stays up, then we've got like a 6. Laughs, stabs Thorn, falls immediately back on the floor again, which is good. Linda is going to 15 back up to a safe corner and drag her children with her, so she can see what's going on, but is away from some of the fighting that's happening.
Is dragging her children away in action.
It's just half movement to move them away. For now, she's just ushering them. Gimba.
I will try spinning back fist at the one next to me.
Nice.
Uh, 14 to
14 hits, meets it, beats it.
6 damage, bludgeoning damage.
6 damage leaves this kobold on death's door. One big smash to the side of the face as you as though you hear the crack. You feel the crack through your knuckles of kobold skull and jaw splitting in multiple places, like cheekbone and jaw cracking as this kobold screeches out. Anything
we
else?
use a bonus attack to make a single unarmed strike.
Nice. Same one.
Yeah. It's a 16 to hit. So
16 hits, and he was on 1 HP. As he pulls himself round to work out what the hell just happened, you follow up with the second blow. Poof. Second strike, kobold down.
Sorry, I had to pee. Was I attacked or anything?
Not again. Oh wait, you attacked the first time. Oh shit.
Oh, I meant, did either of these two in front of me attack?
Yeah. And I got a nat 20 against you, which is going to sound like a lie, but definitely I did. You took 6 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
Yep.
I can't quite tell where I am. I'm not next to the one that
No.
Willow's next to, am I?
No, you're square away,
I
so
will-
you can step up and or step behind.
Move round to the back flank.
This one who's been mocking goes, uh-oh.
That's me done.
As Zilna, you are up, then 4.
Who looks the most hurt?
The two
Probably
that have fallen around the grease are both messed up. The one laying down.
Oh, no, I
if you
meant
do
on
damage-
our team.
Oh, on your team.
Oh, probably Fancy Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am
I will-
bloodied.
The wizard.
I will-
I've got 2 crits.
Head over to Merrin and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Yeah. Nice.
I thank you so much.
That is 6 points of healing.
Ooh, nice.
That is a third of my health healed. I am no longer
Healing is
bloodied.
Buffed in 2024, baby. Sweet. Anything else?
And then I'll probably just step back up if I have any more.
Yeah, you need 20, so you've got 10 foot if you want to go back.
Yeah, so I'll move
2
back,
spaces. This is great. Thorn, you are up. You've got one down in front of you, the one that stabbed you with the crit. He then fell over in grease, so you get an advantage against the one who's prone, and the one next to him is also very weak.
Yeah, let's start with the one who's prone.
Yeah, that might be good. So attack with advantage.
Swing with a great axe. And that is a 17 to hit.
17 is going to hit.
And that is 1d12 plus 3 is 8 points of great axe damage.
You obliterate this kobold.
And because I've got the weapon mastery, I can cleave and swing at the other one as well.
Yep. The other one is
That one's not with advantage, no?
no, because he stood up.
Okay, that's still 17.
So yeah, he's going to hit again. He had 1 HP.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, as this one that was down, that stabbed into you, did the crit damage. Yeah, you see, Amerin, you see the power of this great axe as it sweeps through. Just these two were weakened, but the first one completely obliterated, and the follow through on the axe. 2 kobolds, straight.
The axe is bigger than a kobold.
The axe is much bigger than a kobold, leaving 1 kobold gulping between Willow and Gimbar as it is its go. You guys at the top of the round. It has not a hope in hell. It's going to wisdom saving throw. I know. It understands that if it runs, it's going to get killed. So he's going to back up, facing you both. And then it's going to a stab at the dwarf. He looks easier to hit. That's a 7, so that's not going to hit. And then he's going to try and run. So you both get attacks of opportunity.
Yeah. That's a nat 20. 24 on a guy running off.
Okay, well, roll damage because you might chop his head off before the monk gets a chance to react.
Okay. 11.
11 is enough. So yeah, as he starts to run, you build up a Gimbar to see this thing going, and as you're getting ready to swing up, you just hear the sword as the head comes away from the kobold body as it falls on the floor, and the head rolls and scatters away.
As I'm trying to punch at the same time, I see the sword coming down, and I Jackie Chan sort of drunken monk style, sort of like lean backwards. The sword goes over my leaning back body, chops the head off.
You can see that this is a big sword that gets hammered. It's like a full swing through. You don't want to get hit by this sword. But as the kobold is killed, the immediate area is clear as Linda looks up towards you with her children and kind of says, please help me. We need to get to the keep. And she kind of points over to the far end. From you have entered the south part of the city. Keep is on the hill at the far side. As she says, it's the only safe place. Everyone's evacuating to the keep. Could you help us make it there, please?
Of course.
So you, Linda has hold of a pitchfork and 1 child. She has 2 other children who will move at 20-foot speed. So you can go slowly to make your way through the streets there, or you can elect, or 2 of you can elect to pick up the children, which will mean you can only swing one-handed. You can't use 2-handed weapons, and I think you roll at disadvantage on your attacks if you're holding the child. So your choice: move slowly or pick up children.
Are we still in initiative?
You're still in. No. The immediate threat has disappeared.
Okay. Before everyone else makes their decisions on what they want to do.
Yeah.
Can I have a look and see if there's a kobold that almost looks like the leader? And I don't want to loot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to investigate to see if there's any like papers or anything that say why they're here.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I was going to do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can give a quick. Yes, as Linda points out. We'll say these 2 will be the investigation checks quickly. What You can see what is happening here is across. You can see groups of people running. You hear screaming, and you can see kobolds and some larger figures, probably dragonborn, moving around the town. So you know that there are raiders happening here. To sit in, stay here longer will increase your chances of running into someone. But yeah, you can both give me investigation checks.
I got that one, so don't worry about
So
it.
yeah, don't worry.
I got a 3 + 5, so an 8.
8. As you go through, there's no papers on this kobold. The one with the larger backpack, you can see, was being filled with like shiny plates, cutlery. Looks like there wasn't a huge amount that they found in here that was worth of value, but you can see that one of them had a bag that was being used to store like silver plated, like it would be like knives and forks. And
Kobold stealing shiny things is a stereotype, and I'm offended.
it is. It's one that you created though, so suck it.
Seeing this, I just I don't do anything with it. I don't need a backpack. I don't need silver.
As you go through it, that's Linda just says.
Do I?
Turn up in there.
Based on this, can I get any? Okay, I'm going to come up with the assumption, based on this, that it's a raid and there's no real meaning behind it as of now, but there may be further information afoot.
Yeah, you can see it looks like they're not all the buildings aren't set on fire. There's just some that have been set on fire or have ended up on fire. Give me no, I'd say with your passive perception. As you decide, we'll finish here. As you pick up and decide if you're going to go slowly and walk with the kids, or someone's going to carry the kids so you can move quicker, you can see that the keep is at the far end. Linda is telling you that's the safest place to get to the keep now. Can you get them there? You're going to have to travel through the village to get to the keep. You can see the areas that are on fire have been destroyed in a way that doesn't look like it's been destroyed by kobolds or by like these small creatures, or even dragonborn. Like these buildings, like some of these buildings just further down the line are obliterated and are on fire. And as you kind of look around, the two of you go and grab the kobolds. You're talking to Linda about, okay, do we pick up the kids? Do we get moving? I can see the keep. As you look up into the sky, you see soaring above, you see a large winged creature that is circling the city itself, just swooping round and round. You can see it through the clouds and the lightning, and at the moment you just see the silhouette of an incredibly large winged creature. And we will stop there. Come back next time.
Is it blue?
For the movement. All you can see is the silhouette in the clouds as the lightning and thunder rumbles.
Does it have a paladin riding it, healing it?
All you can see is a silhouette of a large winged creature.
I'm looking forward to killing Zyger next session.
It's an eagle.
Is it singing?
All you can see is a silhouette up in the sky. But yeah, there's a large creature that is that you can see is swooping around or circling above Butte Springs, and you can see some of these buildings have been destroyed by something much more powerful than a kobold with a dagger on a stick. But yes, we will pick up there, getting Linda to safety, making our way towards the keep. And what the hell is the silhouette flying around in the sky above? GG's, guys. Next week. We've started.
GG's.
This is the beginning. Oh. Ta-ta, farewell.
Ta-ta.
Can I ask a mechanical thing?
Yeah.
If I were to pick up a kid and I